It happens.
Yeah.
Oh, that ad happened to me earlier, with the Hangout event as well.
Hmm?
Because I was taken hostage to a barbecue.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Barbecue hostage.
Yes. I had to eat.
Why did they steal you? What? In this world? No way.
Yes.
Whee!
No, otherwise I would barely eat. Not good for me.
That is not good. But it is good that you ate.
Yeah. I enjoyed
Yum
it.
yum. Very delicious.
No, it's not like I'm consciously saying to myself, like, no, I'm not going to eat. It's more like,
You just forget.
I don't feel hungry. Yeah, I just forget.
Yeah, I usually don't notice that it's food time until it's like, oh yeah, that's right, I have a physical body still. That's crazy. I gotta feed that.
Yeah, no, that's kind of what I have as well. Okay,
Like I'm gonna be like,
let's
oh yeah,
see.
that's right, I have teeth. That's what I use to eat food. I should probably take care of those better.
Yeah.
I don't just like crush things with my gums, sadly. As cool as that would be.
Hey, we'll wait a bit. Let's
Just
see how
like
many people get on or not.
Or just swallowing like a duck, like without chewing.
Yeah, just.
That's also fine.
It is very fun. Why are you so rambunctious today?
I have a lot of energy.
Same. I'm like feeding off your energy right now. Like,
Give me some.
You know?
Give me some.
well, let's make a conduit
like,
of
hold on.
energy.
I want your energy.
Yeah, punch the energy into him.
No, it was like grabbing something and then just putting it into him.
Like a power core.
Yes.
Or an organ. And you're just really good at it.
All right, hold
New
on. Let me
energy
just.
cells.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay.
No, there is just sometimes where I get very chaotic. I have my music turned off.
Really? Really? You get chaotic? No freaking way. No freaking way. Why?
You haven't seen the worst
not?
parts of it.
Perhaps I will eventually, though. Perhaps I will.
Maybe.
That would be quite
Yeah,
interesting.
I think we can gather. We can just gather by the mirror here. Might be
Yeah, that can work.
might be easier since there's a little less people this time around.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna actually hold up. Let me just put the world sound
Is
up.
there actually a mirror? I
'Cause-
don't see anything.
You gotta click the mirror. But
Yes,
it's right here.
there's a mirror right here.
Oh, okay. Not for me.
Mhm.
You can probably put up your personal mirror and get a similar effect.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
The only difference is that you won't be able to see these things in your personal
Unless you're
mirror.
just
That's
really
the only
good.
thing.
All right. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and get started with this. So, welcome to VR Hypnotic's Hypnotic Workshop Plus Practice. Basically, what we do with these, I mean, I think you guys already know this by now, but for those who might be new watching this, what we do is essentially we just kind of go over through questions that people may have about hypnosis, anything from beginner stuff to more advanced topics. I do my best to answer them whenever I can. And basically, we try to practice things from the basic, from the beginner class, because while I do demos and stuff, we don't exactly get a lot of practice in. So,
Yeah.
this time around, I was thinking we can cover actually like saying suggestions or doing suggestions. Not necessarily one-on-one, but just getting used to the very act of like saying a suggestion, pretty much.
Mm.
And then we'll also go over a hypnotic tone. Those are the two big things I wanted to tackle today. Does that sound good to you guys? If there's anything that you want me to cover, always feel free to bring it up, and we'll try to do that.
There was also the thing that you said in announcements that was about safeties.
Yeah, that's kind of like a boilerplate announcement, but yeah, we can talk about safeties as well, if there's anything about that you would like to know. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. There's one question that SpecialSquid had at the end of yesterday's 18+ workshop, which was, do binaurals help with hypnosis? Essentially, the wub wub wubs, there's kind of different sound waves of varying frequencies. Have you guys ever?
Okay. I was about to say I don't know what binaurals.
Yeah, it's essentially different wave frequencies of noises and sounds kind of put together essentially. Aside from that, so basically the quick answer to that was that for some people it can. I have not personally tested it a lot. I don't really use it in my recordings. I don't use it in my hypnosis actively. I think for some people, they may be able to respond to it. But I think Rain said that brainwaves aren't just like one set level for a set period of time. You just match a binaural to, because we're constantly shifting up and down through different levels of awareness, different levels of mental states. So you can't really have a binaural that just like locks you into the hypnotic brain waves, so to speak. Some people, it might be like
kind of like
Go ahead.
With like for some people like me or maybe like Bunny as well. At some points, I can be very calm, like I am right now, and like how I was earlier, where I was just bouncing around. Kind of like that as well. Can be something, I think. With that.
I'm not sure about bouncing around. I just know that going too high or too low of a frequency is probably not going to be helpful at all. But as far as I know, it's not like you'll need it for good hypnosis. I think some people can feel calmer and more relaxed with it. Hello, Z family, long time no see. Some people can feel calmer and more relaxed using binaurals, but they might have an association to hypnosis with it, which can also help. But aside from that, I don't think binaurals are like a super useful thing. Like maybe useful, but not super necessary, is what I'll say. At least in my experience.
When you say binaurals, do you mean like how sometimes you'll go on YouTube and you'll be like 420 brown noise hertz that will immediately make you like 11,000 times bigger, I guess? Like those sort of videos?
Yeah, it's basically it's basically
womp.
trying to do hypnosis just through sound alone, essentially. In like the sound in both ears, something swapping back and forth. Like for some people, I think that could be useful. They might have an association with that to hypnosis or to trance. But all in all, I just don't think it's a super useful thing, 100%. Let's see. Aside from that, so that was SpecialSquid's question. I just wanted to bring it forward to the SFW side, so that way people here could also get hold of it. Hey, Northern. Do you guys have any questions you would like me to tackle? I know some of you have brought some stuff up, so I'm also going to be checking the stream, just in case there's anybody who's bringing up questions there too.
I had a question
is my voice on? I just realized. Okay, my voice is on.
That would be awkward if it wasn't.
Yeah. Okay, my voice is on. So do you have any questions?
Okay, that's good.
I had a question, but I felt like it'd make more sense to ask it during the tone part. Unless you just want me to like ask it now.
Yeah, go ahead and ask it now.
What ways can you maybe not just like sound, but come off more confident. Just like not just like how you speak or like what you sound like, but like what you do when you're speaking or something like that to come off more confident, like physical, vocal.
Yeah, that's all
Like
basically
any-
body language stuff at that point. Um, one there's
That also
there's a
could
few
be
ways you do it. One way is to recall strongly a time, basically revivification. Basically, remember a time where you did feel confident. Maybe it was in a field or something that you felt very competent at. Like it could be a game, it could be a hobby, something that you know that you're good at, and basically taking that feeling and embodying it. Basically, locking in that physical state, that physiological state, and then bringing it to hypnosis, essentially. So, and this basically requires a good bit of self-awareness, essentially, of like, how am I feeling when I'm doing X and Y? And how do I want to feel when I'm doing Z and X, essentially? So, biggest thing is to notice your posture. Your posture. So, in general, closed language behavior, there's some universal things to humans. Closed language behavior, shows very not confident, hunched over, putting things between you and the other person, like objects and barriers. Like you don't want to be seen by them, or you don't want them to see you. Those are basically huge things to avoid. Biggest thing is to, again, find a time in your life where you were confident, and basically bring that forward. You want to remember the breathing pattern. You want to clearly picture that in your mind, clearly visualize, imagine that, what you were feeling, what you were hearing, what you were seeing, smelling, tasting, everything in that moment, and remembering that essentially incredibly strongly. You can even use hypnosis for this to bring that forward and just basically mimic that state. So basically, if you're breathing like a little bit slower, when you're more confident, you're not like instead of that, you're like okay, I remember when I was confident, I just breathe easily, essentially. And that's something you can do even before going into doing the hypnosis in the first place, or even doing the pre-talk, even before you even talk to your subject, is doing that hypnosis, doing that work on yourself to make sure that you are in the right state, essentially. For those who are more anxious, for those who have a hard time, those universal behaviors of insecurity and low confidence, well, there's also universal signs of confidence and don't want to call it alpha male. It's the quote unquote alpha position. More confident. Usually they're more up. Their gaze isn't on the ground; it's on the person or above the person. Shoulders, back, chin up. Like you're able to take on the world, essentially. And there's a huge difference. If you walk through a crowd using the insecure body position, you're gonna feel the urge to move out of the way. People might expect you to move out of the way. But if you're like doing the exact opposite, you open up your body language, essentially. And there's lots of videos on YouTube for this kind of thing. If you open up your body language, people will part for you. It's like the exact opposite dynamic. And it's literally something you can test as well. You can literally walk for 1 minute to the same crowd doing this, and then to the same crowd doing this, and the reaction to you is on an instinctual level. Does that make sense in terms of like how to be more confident that way?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. So you want to bring forward that same level of demeanor, that same body language, that same tone, same everything, as much as possible, essentially. And the other part is just knowing your material. Like the more and more you go through inductions and suggestions, the less and less you'll have to actively think about it, and you can focus on other things.
Yeah.
There's 4 levels of learning. There's unconscious incompetent, meaning you suck, and you also don't know how much you suck. So people who tend to think of themselves really highly, Dunning-Kruger effect. They tend to be at this level. They tend to not know how bad they are, while also being bad. Then there's conscious incompetent. You are aware of what you need improvement on. You're not just like, I know everything. And it's like, oh, now I know there's these things I don't know. And I suck. Or you're learning. Then there's conscious competent. Basically, you know the things you need to do. You know the suggestions. You know the inductions. You know you need to project that body language. You know you need to be confident, but you have to put active thought into it. You basically have to. You're still practicing, trying to keep steady on the bike. And then the final level is what you would call like the master level, the pro level, which is unconscious competent, where you are good at it and you're so good at it to the point you don't have to put active thought in it. It is just an automatic behavior. So hopefully we're trying to get you, at the very least, to the conscious competent, and with enough practice, enough work, you will get to the point where you don't have to be thinking about these things at all on a conscious level. Let's see. Any other aspects about being confident? Let me see. Don't be afraid to take it slower. I mean, I think we said this many times, but if you're rushing and stuttering, that also contributes to people feeling less confident in you in what you're doing. If you can own your silences, or again, you can learn the basic boilerplate words like, yes, you can feel deeper. Deeper feels good. And feeling good means deeper. Oh my god, what's my next thing I need to talk about? And yes, that is good to go deep. Like if you deliver it with the right tone and the right confidence, you don't really have to worry about what you're saying. There's a thing in the dating world where it's like it matters less what you say and more how you make that person feel. You could say 1, 2 garbage shoes, raccoon eating my pants, and they'd be like, "What the heck are you talking about?" And then you follow it up with something that makes them feel absolutely amazing. They may not remember what you said about 1, 2 garbage shoes, raccoon eating your pants. Though I'm pretty sure that's gonna stick in your minds, since I brought that up twice now.
It's fine.
My mind tends to remember random things, so probably.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions though? Any other questions about any part of the hypnotic process? This can include anything from the beginner class, which is everything from setting the frame to the pre-talk, induction, deepeners, suggestions, wakeners, aftercare, debrief, everything in between. I will try to demonstrate at least one induction for us to practice. But yeah, anything at all?
I can't come up with anything.
If I think of something, I'll let you know.
Okay. I'm just gonna check as well, because I do think we've had some questions before. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so the rest of the ideas that I had written down are basically all just practical things. But these are things we're gonna do in a group before we do any kind of splitting or pairing up, so that way we can get more comfortable. Some things I wanted to point out is we'll do a hypnotic tone. So the way I'm talking right now is very just ordinary. This is not when I do hypnosis. And of course, you all probably know there's a difference when I am doing a more hypnotic tone, and it doesn't have to be all that different. And the idea is that when you are starting out, like you're told to have a hypnotic tone, but if you don't practice actually doing it, then the very act of having to think about it while you're trying to do it can cause a little bit of backup and make it a little bit hard to actually do your suggestions, to do everything else, if you're worried about how your voice sounds like. Let's see. So the main key points that I've said about before about hypnotic tone is a little bit lower. A little bit lower. And instead of just talking normally like this, basically just talking a little bit slower paced and evenly paced. Or evenly paced. You want to have to be a little bit of a rhythm, like an up-down to your voice, essentially. You could just go flat monotone and just have people naturally go into hypnosis and being really, really bored. But that doesn't really engage the mind, because the mind checks out for the fact that they're bored, not because of the fact that you're doing anything with your voice. In general, I do feel like people tend to respond better to ups and downs when it comes to hypnotic tones. So just naturally following a certain pattern over and over and over. Make sense?
It does.
I'll be right back. I gotta change the locations really quick.
Yep, no problem. So we're gonna go through a couple of group exercises here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, and again, these can be any random words when you're practicing hypnotic tone. It doesn't matter if it's hypnotic or not. Let's see. Let's say a jellyfish that is pink. And don't say this in hypnotic tone. Just say your regular speaking voice. A jellyfish that is pink.
Jellyfish that is pink.
Yeah. Yeah. Say it with me, guys. A jellyfish that is pink.
A jellyfish that is pink.
A jellyfish that is pink.
Mm-hmm. So again, it's that way you can distinguish properly from your normal speaking tone from the hypnotic tone. You want it to be a distinct thing. Partially for a couple reasons. You don't want people going down to just talking to them normally. That would generally not be a good thing. That kind of borders a bit on like covert hypnosis. And the second thing is that you also want to be able to just craft the tone on its own without having too much baggage from however you normally speak and however you're trying to get away from. So say it with me again. A jellyfish that is pink.
A jellyfish that is pink.
That is pink.
A jellyfish that is pink.
Hey, there we go. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're just going to lower that tone just a little bit. Or if you already have a hypnotic tone you're developing, use the tone of that. We're not going to slow it down. We're going to go from a jellyfish that is pink to a jellyfish that is pink. Like that. So in your hypnotic tone, a jellyfish that is pink.
A jellyfish that is pink.
A jellyfish that is pink.
There you go. And then we're gonna slow it down. We're gonna basically pace it out, so it can be like a jellyfish that is pink.
A jellyfish.
You want to put a little bit of intention to your words. You don't want to have a questioning voice. You want to be a jellyfish, because then you're not the one making the statement. Now you're asking the unconscious, like, a jellyfish. It's like, why are they asking me a question? I thought they're supposed to be hypnotizing me. You never want to have like a jellyfish, or you don't want to be like a jellyfish that is pink. You don't want to sound like that, because that basically sounds like you don't know what you're talking about, because you're basically asking the subject, hey, is this jellyfish supposed to be pink? And their unconscious mind's like, I don't know. You're the one doing the hypnosis, man. Like, you're the one supposed. You don't want supposed to tell me what the jellyfish is. So
Jellyfish.
Yeah, jellyfish.
That is pink.
A jellyfish that's pink.
A jellyfish that's pink.
Seriously. Everyone give it a try as much as you can.
I'm back.
Hey, welcome back. Northern in a hypnotic tones. A jellyfish that is pink. Can you say it?
What?
Yes, we're trying to hypnotize people into seeing a jellyfish that is pink.
Oh,
A jellyfish that is pink.
Jellyfish that is pink.
Jellyfish. That is pink.
You're very good, Isolus. A jellyfish that is pink.
A jellyfish that is pink.
Yeah. I will literally keep doing this until I feel like people have said it enough. Okay, seriously. Regular speaking voice for now. Regular speaking voice. A jellyfish that is pink.
Alright. A jellyfish that is pink.
A jellyfish that is pink.
Okay, lower, more evenly paced now. Hypnotic tone. A jellyfish that is pink.
A jellyfish.
A jellyfish that is
Jellyfish?
pink.
that is
That
pink.
is pink.
Yee, already. Yee, I'm already a little tranced out just hearing that. So you can feel the difference. Now, I want you to do this with intent in mind. So when I say regular speaking voice, I want you to just think you're just saying a sentence. You are just saying a sentence for the sake of saying a sentence. You are just speaking it. But when you do the hypnotic tone, I want you in your mind to be, I am hypnotizing you, or I'm hypnotizing a subject. Or you would literally want to think that the words, a jellyfish that is pink, is going to hypnotize the person you're saying it to. So we're gonna do it both ways. The first way is don't have any intentions in mind. You could be thinking about whatever. The second time, I want you to do the hypnotic tone while thinking these words are gonna hypnotize you. The words a jellyfish that is pink is gonna hypnotize whoever hears it. So first go around, normal voice, no intention. A jellyfish that is pink.
A jellyfish that is pink.
A jellyfish that is
A
pink.
jellyfish.
Okay,
that is
second
pink.
time, hypnotic tone, intention. A jellyfish that is pink.
A jellyfish
A
that is pink.
jellyfish?
A jellyfish that is pink.
Jellyfish that is pink.
There you go. Already I can hear the differences now. So those are the most important thing when it comes to tone. It also comes across in your body language too when it comes to intent, as in you would generally have more straightforward body language. As in you're not going to be looking off this way when the person's right there and you're trying to hypnotize him, she, her. You want to be facing, direct, confident, open body language, intention. That it doesn't matter what I say in my mouth. I could be saying, garbage shoes, raccoon bites the pants, and that's gonna hypnotize the person. Even if you really shouldn't, if you're really confident enough and with a person who's suggestible enough, it will. Okay, let's see. Does anybody have any questions about hypnotic tone there, in terms of anything we just did? Anybody at all? Okay.
I think we're fine.
Okay, we are going to do a little more practice. So I'm going to move on to more practical things, such as the Elman induction. Since we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you here, I'm gonna have us go in a circle essentially, or from one line to the other and looping back. And we're just gonna say each line of an Elman induction. I'll say the line, and I want you in your hypnotic tone, with intent in your mind. Imagine you're hypnotizing like the people that I'm streaming to right now, essentially. Okay. I will literally lead us line by line, so that way we can really break it down. That way we can really get a practice for both the hypnotic tone, as well as the Elman induction. So just waiting on people to settle down, and then we can get started with that. Okay. So Zev, will start from you. Then we'll go to Bunny, Isolus, Northern. Are you in on this?
Sure.
Yep.
Z family. Do you wanna do this as well, or? It is something you have to speak if you.
Wait. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, were you muted?
Apparently so.
Okay.
Yes, I like to do it.
All right, no, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Okay. So, let's see how I'll do this. Okay, I'm trying to. Okay, no, just stay there. Stay there. Stay there. I'll point at each of you to follow along me, so that way we know exactly who's saying which line. Okay. And I'm gonna really break it down. Okay. So, in a moment.
In a moment.
Okay, maybe I did a little bit too fast. So, okay, let me do it this way. All right, that wasn't your fault. That was my fault. In a moment, like in a moment. Yeah.
In a moment.
Yeah. Good. In a moment, what I want you to do.
What I want you to do
Is to make sure that you can hear me clearly.
That you can hear me clearly.
You're really good. Don't repeat that. Yeah. You can put your hands.
You can put your hand
Facing palms down.
Facing palms down.
And you can close your eyes now.
and you can close your eyes now.
Now imagine.
Now imagine
Clenching those hands.
Clenching those hands.
So tight that they cannot get any tighter.
so tight that they cannot get any tighter.
As tight as can be.
As tight as can be.
Very good.
Very good.
A little bit slower. Very good.
Very good.
And now you can loosen.
and now you can loosen
Or imagine loosening.
Or imagine loosening.
Those hands until they get so loose.
Your hands until they get so loose.
That they cannot get any looser.
That they cannot get any looser.
So incredibly relaxed.
So incredibly relaxed.
Very good. And I want you to do.
and I want you to
Is to take that relaxation.
Is to take that relaxation
And bring it to your eyes.
And bring it to your eyes.
Make those eyes as loose as they can be.
Make those eyes as loose as they can be.
So loose they cannot get any looser.
So loose that they cannot get any looser.
Just let go control.
just let go control
Of the muscles in those eyes.
of the muscles in those eyes.
To the point that they cannot open.
To the point that they cannot open.
No matter how hard you try.
No matter how hard you try.
Even looser.
Even looser.
Even deeper.
Even deep.
More relaxed.
More relaxed.
Eyes closed.
Eyes closed.
Very good, guys. What was the next part? And in a moment,
And in a moment,
only after,
Only after
you have fully let go of those eyes,
You fully let go of your eye.
you can try to open them,
You can try to open them,
but no matter how much,
But no matter how much
that you try,
that you try,
they cannot open.
they cannot open.
Good. And you can try now.
And you can try.
And the harder you try,
and the harder you try,
the heavier they get.
the heavier they get.
So heavy,
so heavy,
so relaxed.
So relaxed.
They will not open.
They will not open.
Very good.
very good.
You're doing great.
You're doing great.
Absolutely fantastic.
absolutely fantastic.
Very good, guys. And you can take that relaxation
And you can take that relaxation
over your head,
Over your head.
down your spine,
Down your spine,
into the rest of your body.
Into the rest of your body.
Very good, very good. Just pause here for a second. You guys are doing actually really, really good. Do you want me to go to the rest of the induction like this? Or you think that's enough? Hands up if you want to keep going. Or jump in place if you want to keep going to the end. Okay, we'll
Honestly, I feel like this is very cool.
okay.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
a
cool.
group.
I
It's,
just
quite
jumped. I
nice.
did not mean to.
it's a group induction. Now, a thing to keep in mind is that the best hypnotists also trance themselves. You want to imagine as if you're the one being tranced with this induction. And when you do that, that tranciness in your own mind will translate to your subject. Be able to hear the actual hypnosis within your tone. And naturally, they'll drop deeper and deeper because of it. So the next part, let's see. We're gonna skip the arm catalepsy because it's not a standard part of the one that Ricky teaches. So we're just gonna move on to the fractionation, eye fractionation. So, in a moment, what I want you to do
What I want you to do
is when I count to 3,
It's when I count to 3.
and only on 3,
And only on 3,
you will open your eyes.
You will open your eyes.
Maintaining trance.
Maintaining trance.
Maybe a little bit deeper. Maintaining trance.
Maintaining trance.
Yeah, good. And when I say sleep,
And when I say sleep,
you can close those eyes.
You can close those eyes.
Even deeper.
Even deeper.
Twice as fast.
Twice as fast.
Hey, the corner. Do you want to join in?
I'm just gonna put my full body. Give me a minute.
Okay, yeah, no problem. We'll keep going. 1,
1,
2, 2,
2,
3.
3,
Open your eyes.
Open your eyes.
Sleep.
Sleep.
Twice as fast.
twice as fast.
A little bit slower. Twice as fast.
Twice as fast.
Twice as deep.
twice as deep.
Very good. 1,
1,
2,
2,
3.
3.
Open your eyes.
Open your eyes.
Sleep.
Sleep.
Even deeper.
even deep.
Even sleeper.
even sleeper.
1,
1,
2,
2,
3.
3,
Open your eyes.
Open your eyes.
Sleep.
Sleep.
Yeah, stay up. You're the one doing the hypnosis here.
Ah.
Twice as fast. Oh, wakey Z, just in case. Z?
Ooh.
Z family?
Sorry.
You're good. You're good. You're good. Twice as fast.
Okay. Twice as fast.
Twice as deep.
twice as deep.
A little bit slower. Twice as deep. A little bit deeper.
Twice as deep.
There you go. 1,
1,
2,
2,
3.
3.
Open your eyes.
Open your eyes.
Sleep.
Sleep.
You don't want to be sleep. For these sleeps, you want to be a little bit more commanding. So sleep.
Sleep.
Good, good. We'll do this one more time. 1,
1,
2,
2,
3.
3.
Open your eyes.
Open your eyes.
Sleep.
Sleep.
There you go. Yeah, no worries. I may in the future may have people try to guess the next line in the future for these kind of exercises. Okay. Going even deeper now.
going even deeper now.
Even sleeper now.
even sleep now.
Now this is physical relaxation.
Now this is physical relaxation.
What we're going to do next
What we're going to do next
is mental relaxation.
Is mental relaxation.
In a moment,
In a moment,
when I tell you to do so,
When I tell you to do so,
I want you to count backwards.
I want you to count backwards.
From 100.
From 100.
Going from 100 to 99.
Going from 100 to 99.
To 98.
To 98.
And so on.
and so on.
And so forth.
And so forth.
Each number
Each number
you can say out loud.
You can say out loud.
And say deeper relax.
And say deeper relax.
Only going to the next.
Only going the next.
After you've pushed that number out.
After you've pushed that number out.
Out of your mind.
out of your mind.
Very good. And only going to the next.
And only going to the next.
Only as fast
Only as fast
as you allow yourself
As you allow yourself
push out that number.
Push out that number.
Even further out of your mind.
Even further out of your mind.
Very good. Starting now.
Starting now.
At 100.
at 100.
Okay. So technically that's the end of that part, because then you would they would basically going 100 deeper relaxed. 99 deeper relaxed. And some things that you would say during that is it gets harder and harder.
gets harder and harder.
To recall the next number.
To recall the next number.
The further you push out.
The further you push out.
Each and every single number.
Each and every single number.
That you might forget.
That you might forget.
Just for a moment.
Just for
Which number comes next?
Which number comes next?
Very good. And when you do,
And when you do,
you can nod your head.
You can nod your head.
And sleep.
And sleep.
All the way down.
all the down.
All the way deep.
All the way deep.
Just like that.
just like that.
Very good, all of you. I think that is essentially the end of the Elman, as far as like how the basics go. So how do you guys feel about that? Was that a good exercise?
I like that.
Yeah, I like
was.
that.
So it makes you feel a little bit more confident about your
It's
tone
just that
plus
I-
the Elman induction, right? It kind of goes through both.
Yeah.
It's just that I kind of noticed as well
Mhm.
that basically when I was trying to basically stay with my own voice deeper and just calm,
Mm-hmm.
a part of me wanted to basically go like, but you're normally wanting supposedly to go fast and not deep.
Exactly. That's the thing. If you talk fast and not deep, then it's hard for people to actually understand what you're saying, and the unconscious mind will just basically ignore what you're trying to say because it won't. It can process things fast enough, but your conscious mind is not
I
going to have
can't hear
anything.
you anymore, Amma.
Hmm?
I don't know why, but your mic is activating, but I cannot hear you.
Does anyone else have any issue? Hello, hello, hello. Hi, hi, hi.
Oh,
I
now
can
I
hear
hear it
I
again.
can hear you.
I can hear.
I mean, I was also talking fast as well, so that's also part of it.
Yes.
But yeah, that's the major thing because the mind likes patterns. If you pattern your voice, like this is a pattern, this is a pattern too. The mind really likes that kind of thing. It helps things to stick in. That's why poetry is a thing. That's why poetry can hit hard. Is because like, oh man, it's not just the words that hit them. It's also the fact that it rhymes, that it slimes their minds. Harder than drink, harder than wines. You know, it's like, hey, it's kind of catchy. That's why songs are a thing, because
Ending up with good times.
because it tickles, yeah, exactly, because it tickles the brain in the right way. So if you're just talking fast like you normally do, and it's like, it's like they'll be like, huh, what are they saying? It just sounds like regular talking. So that's why you want to develop the hypnotic tone and the hypnotic pace. Both of those have their places essentially when it comes to doing hypnosis. And it's something you don't want to be thinking about when you're doing hypnosis in general. It's okay to go a little faster, but I wouldn't go any faster than this, or not that much faster. There's some people who can really understand really fast, usually high normal suggestibles. You can go pretty fast and they'll understand everything you're talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sleep, kind of deal like that. And that can work. But for the average person, that's going to completely lose them. Because they're worrying about even going to hypnosis in the first place, let alone listening to every single word that you're saying.
Yeah.
Make sense? Okay.
Mhm.
It does.
Alright. Let's see. Just checking we got time. Okay, so about an hour in. Alright. Let's see. We could do another induction. We could do something like a basic, very basic, 5-minute PMR, or we can do just a basic induction. Like, I'm talking about like an incredibly basic induction. One that probably won't work for the majority of people because it's just so basic it doesn't really hit all the high notes that the Elman does. We can do something more basic to just get more practice doing inductions in general. Or I can run through the Elman again, and this time I can have you guys try to say more and more of the lines, so that way you're learning more how to do the Elman at the same time. Would you guys want to try run through the Elman a little bit longer, a little bit faster? Or do you want to move on to something else?
I don't mind either.
Speak?
What is this?
I think something else.
Something else? Okay. Alright, let's see. In terms of other inductions that we can practice in the same format, let's see. Alright, we'll go for like a very basic PMR. So, we're not going to do the 30-minute version, or else that would take up 3 workshops of me cycling through you guys over and over and over and over to do that. PMRs are notoriously slow. Well, we can do basically a very basic 5-minute PMR. Very basic relaxation from top of the head all the way down to the toes into trance. And again, if you are delivering with the right hypnotic tone, the right intent, then it matters a little bit less of what the words you're saying are. but the fact you're delivering them in that way. Okay, I think Northern is AFK, so we'll just go with you four here. Alright, so it's going to be a little bit similar, okay? In a moment,
Mm-hmm. In a moment.
what I want you to do
What I want you to do
is to make sure that you hear me clearly. I can't hear you, it might be muted.
Oh, it's I'm muted, yeah.
Mhm.
It's to make sure that you hear me clearly.
And that you're in a safe, relaxed, physical position.
And that you're in a safe, relaxed, physical position.
Very good. And once you're there,
And once you're there,
you can put your hands facing palms down.
You can put your hands facing palms down.
And focus on the sound of my voice.
Focus on the sound of my voice.
There you go. And just notice right now.
And just notice right now,
On the top of your head,
on the top of your head,
just relaxing each and every single hair.
Just relaxing each and every single hair.
Feeling your scalp tingle with relaxation.
Feeling your scalp tingle with relaxation.
Almost like all the wrinkles are leaving. Yeah. Almost like all the wrinkles are leaving.
almost like all the rings are
Away from your scalp.
away from your scalp.
And following that feeling.
And following that feeling
Down your face.
Down face.
Your ears, your jaw, and your skin.
Here's jaw, skin.
Can just go slack.
Can just go slack.
Completely relax.
completely relaxed.
Including your eyes.
Including your eye.
And your eyelids closing down.
Your eyelid closing.
Feeling gravity pull on your face.
Feeling gravity pull on your face.
A little bit slower. Feeling gravity pull on your face.
Feeling gravity pull on your face.
Very good. Going deeper, deeper down.
Going deeper, deeper down.
Very good. Down your neck. Can't hear you. Down your neck.
Down your neck.
Down your spine.
Down your spine.
Shoulders rolling back.
Shoulders rolling back.
And down.
And down. Down.
Down your arms.
Down your arm.
Down your chest.
Down your chest.
Loosening your belly.
Loosening your belly.
relaxing your abs.
Relaxing your abs.
Down your elbows.
Down your elbows.
Deep to your fingertips.
Deep to your fingertip.
Loosening, no tension.
Loosening, low tension.
Letting them flop and relax.
Letting them flop and relax.
And after you've done so,
After you've done so,
you can naturally notice
You can naturally notice
that relaxation
That relaxation
traveling down your waist,
Traveling down your waist.
down your thighs,
down thighs,
past your knees,
past your knee,
down to your feet,
down to your feet,
and down to your toes,
And down to your toes.
out of your toes,
out of your toes,
out of your body.
out of your body.
Your mind can go
your mind can go
down deeper
Down deeper.
into sleep.
into sleep.
On the count of 1.
On the count of 1,
5,
5,
4,
4,
3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
1.
You're going a little bit. Your tone's going a little bit. 1, 1. You want to go 1, 1.
1.
There you go. 1. And then you know the magic word. Sleep. Yeah, you just say sleep. Oh, you're not. You got a cough or something? Okay. You go sleep.
sleep.
Yeah, it's okay. All the way down.
all the way down,
All the way deep. Sorry.
All the way deep.
Floating down.
Floating down.
Deeper asleep.
Deeper sleep.
And there you go. That is a basic PMR induction there. You can take as long as you need to. Yeah, go ahead, Bunny.
Sorry, I my mind was like, are you asking me? Are you telling
No,
me to
no,
say
that was-
Or are you
that was-
asking me if
that was-
I knew?
No, that's completely my bad. I was breaking. I was
I
breaking.
was about to say.
I was breaking the
magic.
pattern there. I put you on the spot. It's okay. I was like, hey, what comes after the one where we do all these countdowns? maybe you'll know. It's okay. It's okay. I was just.
I just sort of lost my momentum.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I was the one who broke the pattern first, so don't worry about that. So yeah, that's a basic PMR. The reason you can do even longer. Hey there, Yurari. You can go even longer. Yeah, you might want to move off the segment. You can go even longer with it. There's a reason why it's PMR, because you can really take your time with the induction. You'd be like, and hair number 268, relax. Hair number 269, relax. Like it's literally trance by boredom. Like you can go that slow if you really wanted to. I don't suggest it, but this version that I just taught you, basically just going down the heads, down to the toes, all the way out the toes, down the mind. That is a very simple, shortened version of that essentially. And you can go even shorter. You can go even faster than that. But that's a general, nice little slow version of that, or faster version of that. Make sense?
It does.
There you go. You guys are doing great. Again, you might need a little touch up here with tone. And I know a lot of people don't like to do this, but you can literally record yourself or have someone listen to you. In general, you'd want to make sure that you're pacing evenly, measuring your voice. Like literally, you should put set a metronome to it. You can even set a metronome to be like, and now, what I'm saying will happen right now. Like making sure that you're following a bit of a rhythm. You can switch it up. You can suddenly go into a new tone just like this, deeper and deeper and deeper and more relaxed, just like that. You can even switch it up, but in general, you just don't want to be going without any pattern at all. You don't want to be going, all right, so we're just going to be doing a little bit of hypnosis. Yeah, you can just listen to me right now. Okay, I'm going to just count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, sleep. Like you want to be the exact opposite of that. You want to have a structure. You want to make it easy as possible for the unconscious to be like, oh, okay, this sounds hypnotic. Let's follow along with that. Make sense?
Kind of like making it think like, oh, this is interesting. I'll bite. Basically.
Yeah, exactly like that. You want to make it sound compelling. If you ever listen to seasoned speakers on like TED Talks and stuff, people who've done lots and lots of talks, or if you just look up, seasoned speakers, you basically want to kind of emulate what they're doing, because they are people who are being naturally hypnotic without saying hypnosis, essentially. They're able to grab a crowd's attention, they're able to reel them in with stories of pacing and their tone and how they present themselves. Opposite of that would be Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, people who are not very used to the PR side, who get slimed for it. It's not to say that they can't have good ideas or good stuff. It's just like they're not known to be good speakers. So you want to copy people who are known to be good speakers, essentially. Watch what they do. You can even try to mimic them with your own hypnotic tone, essentially. Because
also like also kind of like with what's the word for it? Storytellers.
Storytellers, yes. Because I have to say, Martin Luther King's, I have a dream wouldn't sound nearly as good as like, hey guys, I have a dream. Want to hear it?
Yeah,
it's a cool dream. I wrote a speech on it.
You want to hear it?
Yo guys, I had a dream. I have a dream that one day, I
just had this crazy dream.
I had this crazy dream. Guys, want to hear about it?
I've had this crazy dream where it was flying a dragon.
Yeah, you could literally take that and say, I had this crazy dream where I was flying a dragon. Sounds different, right?
Yeah. Sounds a lot more compelling.
I remember when I was younger, my parents sort of read storybooks to me in kind of a similar way. It's like...
Yeah, it's because what you are doing is painting a story that people can write along to. Especially if you're doing visualization hypnosis or any kind of scene setting hypnosis, you want people to be absorbed into the story that you're painting with your words using hypnosis. Okay. So that is pretty much what I'll be doing with terms of hypnotic tone, as well as kind of helping people to learn more and more of these inductions. So it'll be kind of like a combined practice. You'll both be learning what the inductions actually are. You can practice saying bits and pieces of them while also practicing your tone. Is this something you guys you'd be interested in like doing maybe once for like for an induction in future workshops as a group?
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, I probably won't say like do this all the time. Maybe every other week, or people are interested in practicing their hypnotic tone. But basically, it's like this is a nice low pressure kind of practice where you're not forced to just like instantly, okay, you and you're gonna pair it up. Now you just have to remember how to do hypnotic tone. You gotta remember how to do the entire induction, and you gotta make sure you're doing all these other steps. No. So basically, just breaking it down, making it as basic as possible, so that way you get used to just talking hypnosis in the first place. Sound good? So we'll do this. We'll do this when people want to do it.
Size. I don't know.
Yeah, and we'll try to do it either every other workshop or every third workshop. However, people are comfortable with practicing this kind of thing. Okay, so I think that's enough on hypnotic tone, because there's only so many other ways I can say, hey, make it deeper. Hey, don't make it sound like a question. Hey, make it more spaced out. Like, I don't think.
Yeah, no. It's understandable.
Like at some point, it really is just comes down to practice with a lot of these things. So what we did is just an example of that practice. And what you can do, I think also ASMR people, like you can literally just try reading everything out loud in a hypnotic way, whether it's like a book you're reading, or a newspaper, or homework. Hell, you can make algebra sound. Try to make algebra sound interesting. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Oh my gosh, the Pythagorean theorem. It's like it's so interesting. I mean, it's a lot better than your teacher going. It's a lot better than your teacher going.
All right, students. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Please write that down. It's important.
It's like you want to sound the opposite of that. Okay. I remember, Bunny, you talked to me a long time ago, and something I made a note for is how to actually say suggestions, or like, what do you say? And that's something you're still interested in hearing about?
Of course.
Okay. Do you remember what you found particularly like difficult, or something that you felt you needed working on when it came to that?
Well, when I was thinking about it, I just was trying to, because I think it was the fact that it was hard for me to remember how people worded them, but I don't know if I'm struggling too much with just how should I specifically word this particular thing, or how should I pace a suggestion? I'm not sure, like where it should go, and how fast, or it's a lot of specific niche things, but I'm not quite.
Yeah, it's okay.
For certain.
So you might notice that when it came to certain things, like when we're doing a countdown, or when we want a person to do something, we said in a moment, or when I say this. So what you're doing, instead of saying relax now, you're basically giving the unconscious mind time to prep for the thing, anticipating, hey, Bunny is about to say something important. I should pay more attention to this next thing. So instead of saying relax now, you'd be like, in a moment, I'm gonna say this, and you can relax. Then, I said the thing. Relax now. It gives a little bit of prep to the mind for whatever you want to suggest, essentially. Now, you can go pretty direct, like relax now could be probably the simplest suggestion you could ever possibly give, or just say relax. But you can imagine it's not gonna be quite an interesting session if the only thing the hypnotist is saying after they do the induction is like, okay, relax, 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 relax. It's like, yeah, you could switch it up a bit, but I think some people.
No, that would. In my eyes, that would basically make it a little bit more anxious.
Yeah, exactly. It's because you're not really giving the unconscious mind a lot to work with there. For some people, yes, being told to do something directly can be helpful. That's called direct suggestion, where you're just telling the mind to do something. That can work. But there's also indirect suggestion. Some people need a little bit of effort into like, what is relaxation, essentially. So what we're gonna do is a little bit of the same practice. I'm gonna go down the line, round and round, and we're gonna try to suggest different ways to do relaxation. I'll give an example. So I want you to try to think of these on your own. But if you're having a hard time, I will feed you an example. Okay. So here's the setting. We've just did our induction. We either did the Elman induction or we did the 5-minute PMR. The person, is nodded off. They went down. They're clearly under, and now their mind is open and receptive to your suggestions. Let's say we pre-negotiated relaxation. So we're not going to do anything like age regression. We're not going to do hypnotherapy. We're not going to start sparking rage, happiness, sadness. We're not going to affect their emotions. But literally all we're going to do is relaxation suggestions. Different ways of relaxing. That's all the person asked for, and they're clearly in trance. They're clearly ready for your hypnosis. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around in circles. And you can literally just think of anything. You can even still relax now. That's fine. But I'm not going to let you all do that in a row. So I'll give you a little bit of time. Can you think of a relaxation suggestion? How would you say to a person to relax, to their unconscious mind to relax? Okay, so let me feature an example. One thing you can do is simile or metaphor. You can grab an image, you can grab a picture, a frame, basically of something, and helping them to envision that as relaxation, or to hear that as relaxation, or to see, or to feel that as relaxation. So, a falling leaf floating down free, relax like that, deeper, deep. So try using that. Try using a floating leaf as a metaphor to relax. You could do free like a floating leaf. Relax. No. I'm saying you can literally copy my words. Free like a floating leaf. Relax.
Free like a floating leaf. Relax.
There you go. And Bunny, can you think of anything to suggest relaxation?
Does it have to be a metaphor?
It can be anything. I'll let you know if it's something that won't work.
I had something, but...
Okay.
I don't...
I forgot.
Do you want to think of something
try to
else?
think about it.
Yeah, you want to think of something else?
Sure.
I can also feed you an example if need be.
I'll try to think of something.
Okay, you want me to come back to you in a second?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Isolus, can you do a suggestion for relaxation?
A feeling like a soft, fuzzy blanket covering.
A feeling like a
Wrong.
soft, fuzzy blanket. Z family, can you think of a suggestion for relaxation?
I thought I had one that seemed smart, and now I feel like it's not so smart. It's like,
No, don't worry.
That's a little plain.
Go ahead and say it. If you say it with the right tone and delivery, honestly, it won't matter too much. If you say one or two other things.
Oh, I doing the same tone as like the other thing before?
Yeah, the hypnotic tone.
Okay. Shoot. I noticed I'm not sure how to word it.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm sorry if I can't say it like word it right, but like thinking like clearing your mind or something.
So when a person's under trance, they're not going to be looking at you doing this the entire time. It's okay if you take the time to word it in your mind. So you're completely fine.
It's the weekend.
Okay.
What the fuck I want.
I will fucking knock you out.
Oh, you're still waiting.
You want me to come back to you?
Fine.
I don't know. Stage fright.
Okay. Do you want me to?
Maybe.
Do you want me to give you an example?
That won't work.
Maybe.
Let your muscles relax.
Oh, okay.
So you can repeat that. You can
Let
riff
your
off of
muscles
that.
relax.
Yep, there you go. Would you want to give it a try? Is your throat okay?
I don't really have one. Yeah, my muscles are.
Okay. Can you think of
I
something?
don't really have.
It's okay. We're just trying to give everyone a chance to practice. If you want, I can give you something to repeat.
That sounds fine.
Okay. From the top of your head to the tips of your toes, relaxation flows.
From the top of your head to the tip of your toes, relaxation flows.
Yeah, like that. And something that rhymes, so it can be a little bit catchy into the mind. Bunny, you want me to come back to you? Or are you still in time? Okay. Alright, Zev, are you able to think of anything? So all we're doing is we're basically just telling...
I had thought of something, although it... I need to remember it. Hold on. Like the rain slowly running down the window.
Okay.
I can't remember the other part.
It's okay. Be like the rain, slowly running down the window. No cares, no worries. You can do stuff like that. Okay? Okay, Bunny.
Your body light and untightened.
Your body light and untightened. So one thing you want to avoid, I think Ricky's talked about this before, is the negatives. So untightened, the mind doesn't work well with negatives. So it might pick up more on the tightened than the untightened part. So you just want to use just straight up loosened. So the body light and loosened will be a better version of that. Make sense? And again, this is all just practice. You just think about these things. I will give you tips to make sure that your suggestions are all good. Kill me. Do you want to give it a try? I can give you something to repeat after me.
I just woke up from a nap and I don't know what.
Yes, that's perfect.
Okay.
Relax, just like you woke from a nap.
What the?
Yeah, just say that.
Wait. Yeah, I lost my head.
Relax, like you woke from
really,
a nap.
I'm. Relax, like you woke from a nap. Is that okay? Did I get that right?
You got the words right, just not the hypnotic tone. But you weren't there for the part of the class, so you're fine.
No, because I just got here.
I know. I'm kidding. Okay. Isolus, a suggestion for relaxation. Don't worry, I won't do that again. Okay.
And let this feeling wash through you. Take away everything you don't need anymore.
That's feeling washed through you, taking away everything you don't need. Very good. Z family, do you have anything in mind?
I can tell.
No, sorry.
It's okay. So one thing. Okay, so everybody listen up for a second. Everybody listen up. One thing you can do is also literally use the thesaurus. Look up synonyms for relax or relaxation or things linked to that. So saying relax, you can say loosened, unwind, lefty loosey, essentially. You can use all sorts of different terms for relaxation. Become softer. Instead of harder, tense, you'd be like, become softer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not prepared for this. I'm not a public speaker. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
You got
So
this.
let me give you something to copy then. Loosen like a rubber band.
Okay. Loosen like a rubber band.
Flopped onto the ground.
Flopped onto the ground.
There you go. So when you're starting out, you may want to like write these lines out. So if you're having a hard time, if someone's asking, "Hey, can I do a relaxation session with you?" and you don't have a whole script lined up, you can write it out yourself, and you can look up these thesaurus terms. You're like, "Oh, fly like a bumblebee, fly like a leaf, float like a dandelion." You can literally do 20 sentences out of floating like a X for relaxation. And then you can say, melts like an ice cube, melts like an ice cone, melts like butter, melts like melts like hot rubber. That one may not be as pleasant, but you can come up with a whole bunch of different, sentences for melting stress away, essentially. You can melt your stress like X meltable object, pretty much. And that's all about getting those creative juices flowing. So hypnosis at its peak is basically a bit like creative writing, except you're kind of doing it on the fly, or you're doing it from memory. Make sense? So if you look up good books of writing that really know how to use those metaphors, really know how to use those descriptions, you can also take points from that as well when it comes to constructing your own suggestions. What does the author try to make you feel here through their writing? And you can kind of pick up from that essentially. Irari, do you want me to give you something to repeat?
I think I have one.
Oh, okay.
Float like a falling feather.
Float like a falling feather.
Yeah. I think that's good enough.
Yeah, no, that was very good. Good job. Proud of you. Okay, but are you guys all kind of getting like the sense of this exercise? So in rounding, you can go from very literal, like relax. I'm not saying it that way. It's not gonna be really relaxing, and I wouldn't say it more than once. I would say relax, and then you can start chaining different suggestions together. So you can relax like a, or relaxing just like a, similes essentially. What else? You can also directly suggest you can loosen your right arm. You can relax your left leg. You can relax your right toe. Now this would be kind of extraneous after a PMR induction because you literally told them to relax for 30 minutes. It's like, why are you telling them to relax even further? They're going to get even more bored than they already are. But let's say after Elman induction and you're doing relaxation, you can do these different things to help them relax. So you can give a direct suggestion like, your chest will relax as I snap my fingers. Snap, 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 snap. Or, just like a trampoline that's been used, and so loose, so bouncy, just becoming more and more flexible and bouncy and loose and relaxed in your chest like a trampoline. So that's an indirect suggestion. You're using an imagery, using a scene to help them get the feeling, or help them imagine the feeling that you want them to feel. Make sense? Okay.
Yes.
Let's see. Alright, we're at the 1.5 hour mark. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a break. You can think of any more questions while I'm gone. You can take a break, get some water, go to the bathroom for 5 minutes, okay? And then we'll be back. And then we'll kind of move on to more topics and more teaching as well. And maybe some more practice as well, okay? Okay, I'll be back.
Me too.
Dude, I didn't actually come here to practice. I came here to see how Amma was doing. I didn't realize that he was doing an event.
It's just as usual, but
I kind of just went with the flow afterwards.
I feel like I
just
got
here,
stabbed.
so
I mean,
I'm a little confused
Roped
on
in,
what's going on.
honestly.
Like I was like, you know
Amma's
what?
doing-
Yeah, I'm gonna come up with something. And then I heard the pause. and I
Amma's
was like,
doing an event.
oh no.
I know,
Sorry, I had
but
no event.
I didn't
So,
catch
No,
it.
like
apparently.
the
Just
worst
of what
part
kind of
about that
topic he was
bunny
going through. That's why I was
is
confused. I'm like, what
one
is
of the
that?
things that I have
And he pointed at
problems
me. I'm
with
just like,
always
I'm not prepared
is
for this.
that
I'm
I
still
am
waking
very
up.
bad at thinking of
Yeah,
my
don't
own
worry. I
words.
showed up late as well.
It's more than I
I
love
showed up out of
writing.
nowhere as
I
well.
love
So.
like creative writing, but thinking of that, I take like 5 minutes.
Is
to
it the
be
kind
like,
of
"Now, what
nowhere
should
where
this
you're
next
barging
line
through a wall,
be?"
being like,
And I can't like it's
Mm.
hard for me.
Yeah.
It's
a
hard for
different
me to
kind
just
of
think of
or just
something off the cusp. Like it's
I guess.
really cool.
or the
like,
kind of thing where it's like if FBI opened up and just
No,
barging through
for
it.
me,
I have
it's a
so
little
many
bit different.
Same what is going
words that I
on.
like, but also
Yeah.
it's like I can't think of them because I don't usually just think
I kind
of
of.
them just like, oh, you know. Well, technically,
I do want
usually
to
stuff, but
go.
that's
I
a
just
little bit
wanted to
different.
say hi to
I'm gonna
him.
grab some food now.
All right,
Excuse-
you grab some food.
I have
Excuse me,
Chinese.
however, we have to summon you.
Boop.
No. No, he's fine. I'll just, when he's back, I'll talk to him.
I mean, fair.
No, not those. Those over here.
All right, time to expend some energy.
I know half the people have just like ragdolled on the floor.
Rest in peace, Festus. Alright, time to prepare the memorial. Where's the shovel, body bag?
Oh no! No! It's sad, no! It's
Oop.
funny, but sad!
Or should we do it traditionally how the Vikings do it? Just put the body in the tin of in the boat, set the sail, and set it on fire.
Just like just push the boat out into the sea and grab the torch. Fucking yeet!
Lord have mercy.
Sorry, I have a lot of energy. What do you think I'm still up?
I
What do
only
you
have
think
half
I'm
of my
still
energy left for this.
I have too much. I have way too much. What do you
I'm
think?
questioning
Like
why
right
I
in the
don't
middle.
have
What?
too much.
What do you think? Well, Emma was basically going along with other people. I was literally just sitting there, like, or just bouncing up and down.
Can we trade energy? Can I
I'll
take some
never
of
I
your
be
wish
energy?
I
interested.
could. I wish I could.
Oh my goodness!
My
it's
your
5 p.m.
energy right now. It is so late for
Hmm?
me. I'd love to have your
Hey,
energy
hey.
right now.
How
Irari,
late is it for you?
how late is it for you?
Oh, that's.
So I'm 12 hours away from most Americans. It is 8 a.m. in the morning at the moment.
Ah,
Oh wow!
no, it's 2 a.m. for me.
I think I question this. I'm gonna
You're
for
European?
time zones are a bitch, but
Yes, I am.
The UK?
People are night owls.
Me?
I know, but
Yeah,
you're
I mean, it's the
8 a.m.
weekend.
2 a.m. Wait,
True.
is it? Hold on.
I'm up
wait,
from
wait, what time is it?
yesterday. It's 5 p.m. It's
So
afternoon.
weekend for
no,
me,
actually,
so you gotta cut me some slack.
I'm gonna be very honest and tell you as well one thing. Normally, the way how I get rid of most of my energy is work. It's been Saturday. I don't
Or
work
can
on
you act in
Saturday
genocide
nor
until
Sunday.
you get tired of?
Social anxiety.
Oh. I really...
Wow.
that fucks it up entirely.
Alright.
No, wait, hold on. Just gonna do like that.
Is it a birthday cake or is it Nintendo? What are we doing?
Antenna. He's calling his home world.
Where is he?
Just like expanding in hypnotic waves.
Oh, it's just a radio antenna.
Oh.
Happy birthday to
Double
you.
antenna? I'm saying happy birthday.
He's gonna look at,
One of the things
he's gonna
is
look at his fucking VOD and then he's just gonna see this shit.
Does someone have a camera? Because
No
Plus
offense.
cameras do not work with me.
Okay,
my
hold
PC
on.
back, this is
I need a
my
bit of
PC
movement.
back.
I need a bit of space. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, don't do that. Okay. Like right.
I would say hurry because we don't know how long it's gonna be sitting in that position.
It's gonna be a little bit, I
He
think.
went, he went to the bathroom. You could cut him some slack.
But everything's
kill
gonna be
me.
recorded over here, so he's gonna see it anyway.
No,
Yeah.
tell me. If I really want to expend all this energy that I have right now, I would literally have to go outside and run 10 laps around my entire fucking home place.
Man, you make me want to.
Welcome back. Welcome
That
back.
sounds like a good idea. Sounds like fun things. Oh wow!
Yeah, no,
I'm
but
about to say,
at
you're
the
touching
same
grass.
time,
What is
it
this?
will hurt your legs.
No.
You extended your
You
run.
do know this. You do know this is gonna be on the recording, right?
Yeah.
Have a-
Yeah, they know.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
this.
Sorry,
I took a
sorry.
picture of it. I took a picture of it.
Mhm.
They made you a radio antenna, I think.
Yeah, we
No,
did.
no, no, not a radio antenna. We'll just call it.
At first, it looked like a
hypnotic
birthday cake,
antenna.
though.
I see.
I mean, if you want a birthday
Hold
cake,
on.
you would probably do it like this.
Nah, that felt weird. That was in my head.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
Where's my right controller? Hello.
My
Here,
bad.
I sent it to General.
Yeah.
I sent it to General. I sent a picture.
Okay.
I think we both took a picture.
I gave you a little bit. Yeah, we just gave you a little bit extra.
But why am I
On
in
the top
the?
there.
Why am I in the chat? I guess I accidentally joined the chat for some reason.
Corner! Why is Corner
Amma,
going
you know,
corner?
I
No, you're coming
I
closer.
joined you
Corner!
to see how you were doing. I didn't realize you were in an event. You were doing an event.
I have it in my social.
So I kind of just... Yeah, I didn't see it.
Mhm.
Because it's kind of early for me. I
Yeah,
was like,
some
oh,
people
Amma's
don't
on, and
read
I could
that.
join.
Mhm.
I was like, oh,
I'm
Amma's
no
on. I
longer dead.
immediately clicked join, and then I got brought into
Welcome
this.
back to the world of the
I was
living.
like, oh, well, fuck it, I'm sitting here.
It's also on the Discord as well. So yeah.
I have too much
And a
energy
group.
still.
Every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my neighbors offered me a ride in their '69 Camaro. So
It looks like you're doing
Lucky.
okay. I really
Don't
just
you
came
dare
to
say
say
no.
that.
Northern's too high class for this now. I see how it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
well, I
see.
mean,
how it is.
I do own a
Yeah.
Cadillac.
Mhm.
I'll see you in a bit.
Mm.
Boop.
See ya. Have a good one.
Well, I mean, I do own a Cadillac, but by all means,
That's
I am
all
not rich. In fact, I'm
Yeah.
the farthest
Looking
from
at
it.
the map,
No,
it's
just-
I
No,
was
I'm
not even
like,
joking.
Does everyone
I'm
does everyone want to
unemployed.
pick on Kiyomi for a hypnosis exercise?
Oh fuck! Backing up.
I would, but at the same time,
What?
I am not confident. So you're lucky, Desmond.
Don't worry. I'll be confident
I
for
would say
you.
explain to Z family because they're like,
Hmm?
like, huh? What? Why?
Oh, well.
Why bully?
Yeah.
Why, Bully? Why? Why must you do this? Why? I can
Well,
answer it.
well, if you're not going to do suggestions, you might as well be the one that have the suggestions done to. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got a point there.
Some big brains.
Can't even argue against it.
Yeah, okay, but before we do anything like that, I'm gonna explain some more types of suggestions. So these are suggestions that again that you can work on, you can practice on, you can think back on, you can try and make some more of your own. There's a couple that are called autopilot suggestions. These are things that you can give the unconscious mind to work on, basically chew on while you're thinking of something else. So if you ever do need like 5-10 extra minutes of time, well, hopefully not 10 minutes, but 5 extra minutes of time to think on something, you can give the unconscious mind a task to do. So one big example is, sorry, just trying to get some things down my throat. So one big example is basically each and every single time that you breathe, you can go even deeper, relaxed, sleeping deeper every single time you breathe. So basically, what you're doing is you're hacking the unconscious involuntary action of and basically give the unconscious mind like, oh, I have to go deeper, relax, oh, deeper, relax, oh, deeper, relax, deeper, relax, deeper, relax. Kind of like that essentially. So while the mind is working on that, then you can. Like that. Yeah, then you can start doing something else. You can like, okay, now that I gave her that suggestion, what do I do next? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I'll do this suggestion. Exactly. So it gives you time to do something else, or it's just a nice way to kind of help load up the unconscious to basically doing things for you. So blinking, if their eyes are open and they are blinking, you can use blinking every single time that you blink. Deeper, relaxed. Or every single time their heart beats and they can feel that, or you can have the hand on their chest and feeling that every time your heart beats. Deeper, relaxed. Any automatic unconscious process. The more your tongue moves in your mouth, deeper, relaxed. Any time that there's some kind of fidgeting or any unconscious involuntary thing going on, you can basically hack into that and set that as the unconscious task. So that can be a way to give yourself more time to think of the next suggestion if you're having a hard time coming up with them on the fly. You can also do circular suggestions. So that's a really big one in the world of hypnosis. I think I do that in one of my beginner hypno inductions. Like the more deeper you breathe, so if you're doing deep breaths, the deeper you breathe, the more you relax. The more you relax, the better you feel. The better you feel, the deeper you can go. And the deeper you can go, the deeper those breaths can be. And then the deeper your breaths go, the more you relax. And the more you relax, the better you feel. And the better you feel, the deeper you can go.
I'll be back. My dog's being weird.
Mm-hmm. And the deeper you go, the more deeper your breaths can be. And then the deeper your breaths are, the more you can relax. I bet you guys can't guess the next part. The more you relax, the more you relax.
I forgot the order.
The better you can feel.
The better you feel.
And the better you feel,
And the better you feel, the deeper you go.
the deeper you can go. And the deeper you go, the deeper your breaths can be. And the deeper you breathe,
The more relaxed you become.
the more relaxed it was. Yeah, Kiyomi's becoming a master hypnotist already. The more relaxed you can be. Hey there, Curboy. And the more you relax, what's the next one, guys? Curboy.
The better you feel?
The better you feel. And the better you feel,
The adorable mute is here.
mm-hmm. And the better you feel, the deeper you can go. Now you don't have to have that many steps. And anything more than 3 is kind of iffy, especially if you're not if you're not able to keep that in mind. So top of 3, you go. The deeper you relax, the better you feel, and the better you feel, the more you can listen. And the more you can listen, the deeper you can relax. And the deeper you relax, the better you can feel. And the better you feel, the more you can listen. Or you can go down to 2. The deeper you relax, the better you feel. And the better you feel, the deeper you can relax. And the deeper you relax, the better you can feel. And the better you feel, the deeper you can relax. You can go as simple as 2. You don't want to be repeating the same one over and over. Make sense? So circular suggestion is kind of like a lead into a mantra in the mind. It's like, oh, the better I feel, the deeper I can relax. The deeper I relax, the more I can listen. And the more I can listen, the better I can feel. Or the deeper I can relax. Basically, you're just feeding that over and over and over to the mind. I wouldn't do this for minutes on end, but you can basically do a few rounds of that to get the mind going, and that can start cycling in the person's head on its own. Make sense? Let's see. Other kinds of suggestion for relaxation. Oh boy. There's direct, indirect. You can hit different senses. You can see yourself relaxing on a nice sunny beach. Woo, your favorite vacation place. Or you can do a feeling like $1 million. Just feel like, just feeling like you got no cares in the world. Or you can do a sound. You can relax just like the soft ocean breeze whistling by your ear, just like waves washing on the shore. Whoosh, whoosh. I don't know how waves sound. Okay, what I'm saying is like you can hit the different senses, the different part of the vac. You can even do the OGs, but you can hit the different senses with your suggestions. But ideally, you do want to be doing the one where their modality is in. If you know they're a seeing person, you generally want to focus on their vision, but you can also still pepper in the other modalities as well. Yeah. Honestly, I am starting to run out of material for suggestions. I honestly cannot think of many more ways of suggesting to a person to relax. You can take a chill pill. You can use memes. You're going deeper into relax, and you'll arrive at your destination because where you are is different from where you have been, and that deviation can naturally be accounted for in relaxation. Yes, Kim?
Sorry, but can I say anything?
Are you okay?
Were you say something?
Were you going to say something, Kyomi?
Yeah,
Or is he family?
I was gonna say, like, a thing that helps with me is, like, music, which sometimes overlooked, sometimes obvious, but very helpful. I have a few songs that, like, literally I hear it, and I just, no matter what, I just calm down.
So that's a part of that's a part of hitting that's a part of hitting the senses. Also remembering. So you can think of your favorite song that helps you to relax. Especially helps if they are a person who's auditory minded. Like, it's almost like we're putting in your favorite CD, you're putting on your favorite Spotify track that helps you to relax the deepest. And usually they'll start playing that tune in their head. Kyomi, were you gonna say something?
Well, you said you're running out of suggestions on how to. Someone, am I correct on that?
On how to
Sorry, my
relax.
brain is still trying to
How to relax
process.
somebody.
Relax, okay. My idea for one of them is either a balloon can be attached on their wrist, and the more they relax, the arms start reaching higher and higher and higher until it reaches to the top. And then once the balloon is cut, then they are immediately relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
It's just an idea.
So you can do idea motor. That's what's called an idea motor reflex or idea motor suggestion. Basically saying the more you relax. So can we use the idea of a balloon attached to the wrist? You can have them be. You can see here. You can see a balloon attached to your wrist, and the higher it goes, the deeper relaxed you are. And the more and more you allow yourself to feel more deeper relaxed, the more and more the arm can raise higher and higher and higher. So it's better and better, feeling better and better, relaxing deeper and deeper, and basically having to keep it going. And then she said you can cut that and bam, deep relax. Let all the feelings slam right back into you. Kind of deal. So that's another fun thing. You can basically use the more relaxed you are feeling, the more you can do this thing for me. So like arm floating, arm stretching out, leg lifting up, something tightening, something getting more stuck. For example, you can tie it into a different kind of suggestion from there. Let me just check.
Is this what losing a brain cell feels like?
Yeah, no, I mean, I literally ran everybody through a whole suggestion exercise. A few rounds of that.
No, I have too much energy.
I'm
right
trying
now.
not to lose a brain cell, thank you very much, because I think TB is still trying to eat mine.
So, anyways, guys, that's in general all I can think about currently about suggestions. I do apologize. I can probably think of more. But anyway, good writing is essentially like good hypnosis. The more and more that you kind of go through that, the more and more you'll be able to naturally creatively come up with your own, especially if you practice writing out scripts, sentences, pretty much. Like, you can feel relaxed like a rabbit laying on its belly. That bunny looks really relaxed, and so can you. I'm really scratching the bottom barrel here, guys.
Meme
okay?
suggestions?
Ooh, do you have a suggestion?
No, I was saying there was one that someone did, which it was basically where they took a meme. They quite literally took the script from a meme. I think it was the missile meme, and they put that into hypnosis, and it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, we did that. We did that a few several workshops ago, actually.
Yeah.
I think it was Spiral who first came up with that, if I recall correctly. Let's see. Aside from that, is there any other questions regarding suggestions? All in all, no matter how much I say here, it is just going to take practice. It's going to take a little bit of, getting those creative juices flowing, reading some books, or hitting up a thesaurus. What are different synonyms for relaxation or for muscle? And then you can be like, the synonym for your muscle can now synonym for relaxation. And it's assuming it's not like something abstruse like your right ventricular, your valve and your heart can now feel like a dynamic pulsar piston that is at rest. Like, you don't want to be going super, obscure with your synonyms. You want to generally stick to a little bit simpler language for the unconscious, but you can get a little bit creative with this, essentially. You can try to look up synonyms, you can plug it in, you can allow your X to Y. X being a body part, and Y being a synonym for relaxation, or to relax. And that can be like a homework exercise if you guys want to try bring this in for next workshop. It's like, hey, write out some things. You can allow your thing to relax like that. And then you can even do just like Z. You can relax this like that, just like Z. Just like another thing that is also relaxing, also loosening. Make sense? Everybody good on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something I wanted to ask something about one of the previous things you were talking about. Well,
yeah.
Not really ask, but say something about it. So earlier, I think you were talking about like using like left and right channel like audio during hypnosis. Like something I noticed, depending on the person, it does help, but it's I wouldn't say it to a it doesn't really help a substantial amount, but it does kind of help depending on the person.
I would say it depends on how they do the hypnosis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if they're terribly unskilled, it doesn't matter if they're talking your right and left ear. It's gonna be not that great either way. So it's all about how they alternate. It's all about how they alternate, basically, kind of switching it between your brain patterns there. Any other questions about suggestions or anything about the hypnotic process from A all the way to Z? From hey, I'm a hypnotist all the way you've got to piano. Okay, it's just saying, like, is there any questions you have about hypnosis I can answer? Anything of the basics you want to practice? Anything from the beginner class? Anything advanced? I know Zev was interested in safety stuff. That's definitely something we can go through.
How many times have we gone through safety stuff?
A lot of times.
Never. Only once.
I'm not complaining.
But
I'm not complaining.
I have only
once.
So.
I thought it was at least like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, we go through it at least almost every other workshop, but it is important because not everybody here is,
I
is a
agree.
veteran.
Systems. Red, green, and yellow. Light system.
The traffic light system. That's the thing. That's the thing from the 18+ world, but it can also be used in the regular SFW hypnosis world. Green is go. Green is good. Yellow is stop or pause any suggestions or suspend any suggestions. Sometimes you'll want to wake the person up to ask, hey, is there something I need to adjust? Is there an issue? In general, unless you're really familiar with that person or if you're really calibrated to that person, I would wake them up just because, yeah, it sucks, it might disrupt the flow of the session, but it is better to understand what is going on than to just guess and try to do something else and then step on the same thing again. And red is stop, red is cancel the session. A line has been crossed that shouldn't have been crossed, and you need to stop everything, retract all suggestions, and and talk it out if possible. Provide the necessary aftercare.
Kind of like with the beginner class when I talked to you about kind of how I experienced the hypnosis.
So yeah, and in general, and I think we said this in the 18+ workshop, where you want to suggest that they can say these things freely without being aware of it automatically. It doesn't matter if if they have their mouth zipped shut or if they feel like they're frozen like a statue. They should still be able to say these things freely, even no matter what the suggestion, without breaking their experience. I think we went over conditional safeties before, but again, basically saying in a safe time, in a safe place, with a person you trust. Those are the 3 major conditions I attach to almost every single trigger that I give, except for exclusive ones. So that way the person only uses it when they're giving a safe time, in a safe place, basically not, so they won't be triggered at work. You want to choose words that are not super common. So like you don't want to use the word the, because the word the is used almost all the time. If you have the as the trigger, then every time I say the, then it's like a person be like, and they're gonna be being triggered all over the place. It's not a good experience.
Although one thing with that as well, which can maybe make it a little bit different, for me, English is not my first language, but for example, having a very easy trigger word, which I don't usually come by with because I don't speak English normally, that wouldn't matter too much, would it?
In general, I would try to. The best basic way to do it is to do the subject's name and then the trigger. So, say you want to give someone a hug trigger, It could be like, Bunny, hug. So that way Bunny knows it's for them, and then the hug is the hug trigger. Make sense?
Mm.
Or
Yeah.
Northern hug, or Isolus hug. Basically, you can have it set to their name, so that way, if someone just says hug, they probably won't take much note of it unless their name was set in front of it. Make sense?
Mm.
It's not a. Hold on, I'm lagging out.
So,
Yeah, I was lagging out for a second there. That's not a foolproof way of doing it. In general, I would choose more specific words or more specific phrasing, but that's a minimum I would do in terms of making a trigger that simple.
Mm.
Let's see.
A lot of the ones that I've seen
Mm-hmm.
are like they're like 2-word triggers, or it's like a noise, or yeah,
2-word triggers.
like it's not just one word majority of the time. The ones that I see.
Yeah, exactly. Generally 2-word triggers are more secure than one, because one word might be used all the time, or occasionally. But if you require like a combination of two, like say big hug, so instead of having just tied to hug, you have it tied to big hug. So that way, the words big hug would be needed to be used in order for that trigger to go off. And you could do without the name at that point, because then you don't have to worry about that. It's highly doubtful that someone's going to be using the words big hug all the time, except in this particular case. Let's see. Humana. Other safeties. I think I wrote down some of them. Contextual strengthening. So some things you can do is you can establish a save point or safe space. This is particularly important if you're doing fairly intensive hypnosis. This usually won't matter for most beginners, because you shouldn't be doing hypnosis that does big changes, permanent changes, or things that can affect the deeper parts of the psyche. But basically, establishing a save point can allow people to roll back to that if you're trying to do something a little more serious, or if they have something happen to them that's a little bit more serious. So you can take like right now we're not anything big's going on. You can just go trance, and then once you're in that trance, like, hey, this place, this is yours. Nobody else can touch it, not even me. This place belongs solely to you, and then you can always come back to this place if something bad happens, or just something yellow or something red happens. Like, you can always come back to this place. So basically, you almost put like a save point. They can load up anytime that, we had a bad ending in a video game. Let's go back to the save place, to the load place. And you can directly suggest that, like, if you see them ab-reacting, you can like, okay, we can go back to the save place. The suggestion is farther away, drifting out, kind of a deal. So it's another way to keep people safe when you're doing more intensive hypnosis, I found. Let's see, contextual awareness. You can directly suggest someone that when they're tired or when they're drunk, that they won't do the hypnosis. So if you especially want someone to be safe, and you don't want them to be doing hypnosis when they shouldn't be doing it, then you can directly suggest you will be compelled to go to bed, or you'll be highly aware of your sleepiness, or you will communicate that. Those are all various different ways. I haven't done a ton of that, because I usually trust the people I work with to have the level of awareness on their own. But if that's something they need hammering in, then you could be like, hey, it's a little tough, because being tired is almost the same thing as being really tired is also the same thing as being really drunk, in terms of inhibitions, and they're generally not thinking about these kind of things. So you could have a hypnotic suggestion to compel them to be safer about those kind of things as well. Yeah, I haven't tested that much, so take that with a grain of salt. But that is one way I would reinforce, like, fatigue, safety, or tired safety or drunk safety. If someone's really wanting to try to do hypnosis while still being in that state. Any other questions? Because I can read some from Ask Advice Hypno as well. For example, sensual. I'm not sure to say the word. Sensual Subsoul asked, "How does one truly trust?" And I'll ask you guys that question. How does one truly trust? How do you truly trust someone when it comes to hypnosis? What is your guys' thoughts on that?
Even it's like the first session with them, or
Say it's like you're starting out with someone, starting out with first session, or building up a hypnotic relationship with someone, like saying, "Hey, we're doing these sessions together." How does one truly trust, or what would you look out for to see if you can trust somebody to do hypnosis to you?
One thing that I would
like
think
pre-talk
about
of what's
would
going
be...
on.
You're talking at the same time.
Oh, sorry.
Zev, you go first, and I'll go back to you, Kiyomi.
One thing I would think about would be confidence.
Okay, so you want your hypnotist to be confident.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Kiyomi.
Pre-talk of what's going on and what the actual session is. I would say that would be another thing of trust.
So you want to know that they do know the safety steps of during the pre-talk. They're able to talk to you about the hypnosis, what's going to happen. I would assume you're talking about also including negotiation in that, Kiyomi. So negotiating what's going to happen in the session or in the scene. So we're only just going to do relaxation. We're not going to do any other funky, weird stuff. Basically, be able to talk that out. And if the hypnotist is ignoring that, or they're just kind of trying to go straight ahead into the induction, that is a huge red flag. They should always be doing pre-talk, especially if it's your first time interacting with them. Any other thoughts? How does one truly trust someone to do hypnosis? You can also ask...
I mean, I kind of...
Yeah?
I have one.
Bunny? Hold on, Northern.
Oh.
Bunny, you can go first.
Oh. I mean, I guess kind of what Kiyomi said of, like, they know how to do the like, at least the stuff with, like, the pre-talk and, like, setting up those consents and, like, safeties and all that, but also, like, I guess for me personally, like, knowing that they're not gonna hurt me, because sometimes, because, like, I feel like when you're in, like, a state like that, you can feel, like, very vulnerable, like, actively vulnerable, and I guess feeling like someone isn't, like, because, like, I kind of like what Zev said, like, them being confident is really nice, but, like, I feel like there's some sorts of, like, confidence that kind of are scary in a way. Like, I feel if someone is just a little vulnerable, like, with me too, I can feel like, oh, I don't have anything to worry about. They're not, like, really completely, like, overly statuesquely confident, like, oh yes, I'm going to do this sort of deal.
So basically, someone who's able to be vulnerable with you too. That's a good point.
Like even just like casual convo beforehand is just like,
yeah, we're building rapport that way. Before you, Northern.
Okay, so this may not really tie exactly into, like, the whole thing with that you guys are talking about with true trust, but, like, seeing what they, like, before actually doing the hypnosis, like, knowing how they do hypnosis, or at least that's the way that I've kind of learned to trust certain hypnotists.
Okay, so seeing how to deal with other people, like a demonstration.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what you're saying? So seeing how to do hypnosis with others first?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's completely valid.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes you want to know how did they do with somebody else before they're even, getting to talk with you. That's always good.
Like the technique and stuff. But yeah.
Okay. Kiyomi, you had another one?
This is more going back to safety. It's like going over with the subjects of do's and don'ts.
Mhm.
What is a green? What is a red? What to not go over? It's basically more of safety and going over with the subject.
Okay, basically making sure that you dig over like the limits of the subject. Okay, that's also a good answer. Hey there, Lynx.
Also the
Oh, go ahead,
reinforcement
Isis.
of the safety that. Oh, sorry. I think also the reinforcement of the safety that even the hypnotist can't touch. It's a
Okay.
good flag.
Yeah, so having safeties the hypnotist can't touch.
Calm your ass down.
Yeah.
I can't.
I think. Did we talk about kind of the safety like the hidden observer or?
Yeah, I can talk about that really quick. So there's a thing called contextual awareness, also known as the hidden observer. Basically, the idea that even if you are in trance, you have some base level of contextualizing going on, as in like, I'm doing hypnosis in this place with this person, and that because that the unconscious mind is aware of that, if that person tells you to jump off a bridge under hypnosis, your unconscious mind understands that, hey, this is a session and I need self-preservation, and that is not something that meshes with that wake up time or back out time, as in like, hey, I don't want to be suggested that this
Kill
is wrong.
switch.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then you beat them up.
And then you beat them up. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So basically, the hidden observer is that
Not the actual kill switch.
Yeah, basically, the hidden observer is that part of you that's constantly protecting you. It can vary from person to person, but in general, things that mess with your self-preservation are probably the biggest ones. It's like the same way that you can't really drown yourself, because it's like your mind and your body will fight back, because it's just not something that's really possible to do. In the same way that your mind will know that to some extent not everything is literal. It can take things literally, but it knows to an extent that not everything's literal. It knows that, hey, we're in this setting, and this is a person saying these things to me, and I'm not going to do that thing just because they say for me to do it. And you can sort of strengthen that contextual awareness through direct suggestion, basically saying, hey, you can become more aware of those boundaries. Those boundaries can be more solidified, more set, so that way you can have more unconscious defenses going on top of that hidden observer. Some people may require more than others. For the average person, when their conscious mind is more present, the hidden observer is more present, they don't need as many safeties. But for some people, I would say 5 to 10%, those high normative suggestibles, the somnambulists, some of them may need more safeties. They may need more reinforcement of that contextual awareness. Again, it's highly unlikely that they will do anything that will hurt themselves, in terms of self-preservation, but there can be negative effects if given the wrong circumstances. Usually abuse cases are the biggest one, where there's other things going on to make the person's self-esteem or self-preservation skills go down.
I don't know if it's been mentioned yet, but it's something that I've been harping on recently.
Mm-hmm.
Is that outside of safeties, you should never use absolute language. Safeties are probably one of the only examples when you can use positive absolute words like always, forever, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you never want to use those types of words outside of those scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're doing like
now
changes, which is hypnotherapy.
Mm-hmm. So now to some extent, it depends on how the hypnosis is being done. Assuming you're not going to a level where hypnotherapy would be used or useful, or not suggested in a proper way, the contextual awareness part will filter out a lot of those forever words. But again, for those people who have a higher level of vulnerability, for those people you don't want to be using those kinds of words. So forever, always, addiction suggestions, very yikes. we don't really condone it within our community. Even in a rack sense, it's like something you just don't want to be messing around with.
Yeah, I'm sensitive to addictions. So
yeah, exactly. So you don't want to
where
be, you don't
I
want to be
went
using
about
anything.
this.
Yeah, you don't want to be using anything of permanent language, unless you are doing it as a trained professional for the most part. So not to say you never want to always not use always, but for the most part, you don't want to be using always. Or those forever words, as Lynx calls them. Okay. Anything else? So, in general, those are all good ways to get to know a hypnotist and to understand if you can trust the hypnotist. Seeing them in action, probably one big one that kind of goes unspoken, because it's not common in other hypnotic communities. There's this community called Hypno Hookup. It's basically not. It doesn't necessarily mean hookup in the sexual sense. Mostly just hooking up, as in like you want to do hypnosis together. A hypnotist is looking for a subject, or a subject is looking for a hypnotist. But one thing that kind of goes unspoken or goes without those communities is the concept of getting to know somebody or building rapport. Oftentimes it's like, hey, we're going to do the hypnosis now. Fuck the rapport. Fuck the whole. Hey, let's get to know each other. One thing we would advise is like, if the person's not attending these events, or they're not chatting or getting to know you as a person, and they just want to hypnotize you, that's a pretty big red flag for the most part. It's not to say they have to be a huge social butterfly, but if they're willing to like put themselves out there, essentially, it kind of shows that, hey, they want to get to know people, as a person, and they want to know you. They want to, and to some extent, they may care more about you as a person, rather than the next subject that they're putting on their hit list, essentially. And that kind of goes back to what Northern was saying earlier about seeing how a hypnotist interacts with other subjects. If they're just not doing that in these spaces at all, then it's really hard to get a gauge of that. And that's another thing for yourself as well. If you're becoming an aspiring hypnotist, it's like, hey, the more you come to these things, the more you are hypnotizing other people, the more you're putting yourself out there, the more other people see, hey, this is a person who's trying to be a hypnotist. You don't have to be super skilled, but they can see, hey, they're really trying hard. I wouldn't mind practicing with them in this setting. Comedy. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they don't have to be your BFF, best friends forever, cross fingers till we die, and kind of deal. You don't have to be your ride and die kind of best old buddies.
VHF.
It's like kill me. I've known you for 4 years now. I think I'm ready to finally do hypnosis with you. Like, yeah, you don't have to take that long, but in general, just basis like they should be able to
Never
say
do hypnosis before marriage.
no hypnosis before marriage. Oh my gosh.
My God.
But in general, it's like, they should be able to at least know your name, at least what thing or two about you. It's like, if they're really getting to know you, they should at least have looked up your, introduce yourself, what you're looking for on the server, to get to know.
Make sure they're not saying, what's your name again?
Yeah, exactly. If they have to ask what your name is again, with name tags on, you can definitely tell they're not really giving a fuck about you at all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We are getting into the last stretch, 36-ish minutes. So we went over safeties, contextual awareness, stuff like that, fallbacks, the save point, suggestions and how to do them. We did the voice training. Okay, so this kind of ties into what we're talking about, but building rapport. Okay. In general, you just want to be as sincere as possible. You don't want to present a fake you. You want to present the best you. This kind of ties a bit into the dating scene. I've had experience, with that in the past, where it's like you don't have to be like some rock star, rock star hypnotist. You don't have to be a movie star. You don't have to have the amazing dashing looks. You don't need $1 million in the bank account. You do want to present
subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah, you don't need to have 3,550 subscribers on YouTube. Cough me. Not kidding. But basically, it's like you want to present your best self as much as possible. Learn to crack a joke or two. Feel free to steal material if you can make a person laugh. Laughter is medicine for the soul. It's also a great doping drug to get someone to trust you. it's a great way. It's a great way to break the ice, essentially.
Also, if you have similar humor as well, that can help to build rapport, etc. as well.
I heard tumor. If you have a similar tumor, you guys can bond over that. Okay, so similar humor, right? Humor, not tumor. Humor. Okay. Sorry, I have an earplug in this.
With an O and a U.
Okay, so I thought correctly did.
Avoid puns and dad jokes. That just makes people groan. They might appreciate it if they're the 1% of people in the world who appreciates good jokes. Okay. Okay, but
something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, buddy.
Oh no, I was gonna mention something similar happened yesterday because I didn't even know the person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we just talked for 3 minutes and we just joked with each other, and I was immediately just like, yeah, I could trust this person. This person's cool, So yeah, it kind of fit that sort of what you just said.
Mm-hmm. So jokes, breaking the ice, learn a couple icebreakers. Be curious about the other person. You don't want to just be saying, hey, my name's Amma. I've done YouTube in the past, and I'm going to tell you all about my YouTube channel until your ears bleed out. So this is my first YouTube time. It's like, you don't want to be talking all about yourself. You want to be getting to know the other person. So ideally, if you have known them from their profile, or they're looking for, or it's like, hey, I heard you're into this. I like this too. You can find things that you link up on, for example. If you don't know, then you can just ask those things. Hey, so what do you like to do for fun? What's the hobby? Or are you into hypnosis as a hobby? How long have you been doing hypnosis? Shared common topics, shared common ground. Get to know the person. Doesn't have to be whole life story interrogation. Oh, okay, and what's the name of your aunt on your brother's side? Okay. Oh, right. This is your brother. You both have the same aunt. Right. Okay. What about your second grandfather?
Where did you put the bodies?
Where did you put the bodies?
I mean, there's one right there.
Yeah, you don't have to go that far with absolutely everything. But in general, breaking the ice, get to know the person, crack a few jokes. I think that's a way better thing than just immediately going to the pre-talk. Because, again, you want to set the frame. So, again, before we even do pre-talk, before we even open our mouths to hypnosis, we want to set the frame. The frame being, hey, we're here to do hypnosis. We're here to have fun. And we were just getting to know each other. So let's set this frame as something is from we're complete strangers doing hypnosis to we're getting to know each other. We're having fun. We're having fun doing hypnosis, getting to know each other. So you went from complete strangers doing hypnosis to people getting to know each other, maybe becoming acquaintances, doing hypnosis. It's a very small difference between knowing nothing about someone doing hypnosis to knowing one or two things about someone doing hypnosis. But that can make all the difference in terms of comfort levels and calming your own anxieties as well. It's like, hey, this is not some stone-faced, machine. I am here to receive your hypnosis. I am going to judge your every single move. It's like, no. That's not the case. They are a human.
Just literally stare.
Yeah, they are a human being. They are an otherkin. They are someone there who's there to practice or enjoy hypnosis, same as you, and you just want to treat them as such. You want to, hey, hello, fellow meatbag. Hi, hypnosis, huh? Pretty cool. You can be funny. So
fellow mortal being.
It's like.
Hello, fellow flesh shoot.
So here's a funny pickup line. I was don't ask why I was reading a thread about pickup lines, okay, on Reddit. But one of the best pickup lines was literally just this. So, I see you have legs.
Huh?
Exactly. See, it gets them all. Huh?
Is there a catch line?
It's like it could be like.
Actually zoning out.
Was that just it?
It was literally just it. It's like hey, Lynx.
That's crazy. That's the best pickup line ever.
So, I see you have legs.
I mean, then again.
Yes.
I have legs too. Want to get to know each
Stand by
other?
that one.
There are things I could say, but this is a safe for work workshop.
Oh, okay, Lynx. Oh boy. See, it works. It
You know
works
it's-
so well. I'm like so.
You know it's dangerous to flirt with me.
So in this day and age of like overdone pickup lines, sometimes just saying something random while being
When the event is over.
so saying something random like that can also be a great icebreaker. It can be literally like, "Hey, we both breathe air. Isn't that great?"
Yes.
I'm a little bit jealous of plants who breathe air. I kind of wish we breathe more than plants. Like you could literally just
The alien in question.
I'm sorry, my brain went to somewhere else when you said we're both breathing. That's nice. I'm just like.
Kill me.
Kill me.
Together we can change that.
Whoa, what? Get your minds out of the
We're
gutter.
not going that route.
Not yet. Yes.
Hey, we're both
Going to a
breathing.
love song.
Does it smell like chloroform to you?
Oh my gosh.
Classic induction.
Classic induction, indeed. But you see,
Very physical.
but you see, we're all laughing. We're all having a good time about these silly ass, wacky ways of breaking the ice. The thing is, like, it doesn't really matter what you say first, as long as you get it out there. The worst they can say is no. It's like, and if they weren't gonna enjoy hypnosis with you anyways, well, you'll figure it out really quickly. You'll move on to somebody else. But in general, breaking the ice, being friendly, knowing a joke or two up your sleeve, and get nothing too complicated, nothing that takes an entire 5 paragraphs to set up for like a really lame, payoff at the end. Something short and simple. You can even have like a random interesting fact. I mean, I kind of wouldn't do the interesting fact because knowing how a wombat poops in cubes is not exactly useful except for a D&D player. Free D6s. But just saying, you Link's got that. But it's saying it's like you have a little bit of a sense of humor. Don't go into every single cold interaction as like saying. It's like, all right, we have to do the practicing. I am pre-talking you. I'm pre-talking you so hard. And we're going to do the relaxation. I see you nodded. Yes, okay. I have the consent. And we shall do the pre-talk is concluding. The pre-talk has concluded. I am doing the induction. Like, you don't want to be super mechanical of all this stuff. Like
Consent acquired.
Consent acquired. Induction loading. Induction loading. 99%. 100%. Induction loaded. Induction starting. Yeah, it's like
Induction complete.
And like the person's like, huh? Oh.
You are now in a trance. Pretty cool.
Person not found.
Please rate this trance 5 stars.
No. Buddy, you have to do it right then as well. You have to give 5 stars on Yelp.
Okay.
No.
Me, 1.
No.
The way you guys are talking about this,
4. 5.
honestly, it reminds
Wake
me of
E.
a little bit
Wake
from
E.
Rogue One.
Up. Wake.
That's just
Yeah.
congratulations,
Correct.
you are being rescued. Please do not resist. That was something from one of the Star
Would you like
Wars
to pay
movies.
$2.99 to come up out of this trance?
Oh no! You're gonna be locked into the trance forever. No, I'm poor. The way I do is like, hey, please insert another $4.99 to continue this amazing trance.
Oh, God.
Just click the buy button. There you go. Just click the buy button.
$4.99 for an Elman.
Bitch. You're gonna have to pay us.
$9.99 for an Elman. $14.99 for our new guy special.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
You missed.
Yes,
The fractionation package. $1 for each additional fractionation.
Oh yes,
Sorry?
the robot.
Wow.
The hypnosis.
You have 200
Again,
free
I couldn't
hypnosis
hear.
credits
There's,
to
I
customize
couldn't
how well you want it to be.
Exactly.
Bunny,
Your money.
Bunny, that is quite literally the hustle hypnosis robot.
You have currently selected
I
the
can make
visual
this
suggestion package. I see that you are kinesthetic. Would you like to pay $19.99 to
Yes.
switch
Really?
modalities?
That's a thing?
I know it's not a thing.
Thanks, I'll just do it myself. Goes to bed.
It's just a
No!
thing. It's just a thing I made up.
But you see,
It sounds funny though.
see,
All you guys are fun.
all this is a great way to build rapport, and as long as you are building that kind of connection, any kind of connection that vaguely resembles human interaction, then you are way better off.
You're almost covering your camera.
What is human
Oh.
interaction? No, I'm just playing.
Yeah.
Oh no, the camera's right here. It's fine.
What are humans?
What is grass?
Oh, you're talking about with the thing.
What are humans?
So in general, as long as you're approaching hypnosis in a fun, lighthearted manner, you know, it's like you are going to have a better time than if you were like saying just slam together like, "Ugh!" Oh, hey, I guess we got to do the hypnosis, right? Nice to meet you. Oh, you're kind of close. I'm too close. I mean, no, you're not close. I'm too close to you. Okay. Yeah, hypnosis. How do you do the Elman again? Exactly.
Oh yes, hypnosis. Hypnosis, hypnosis.
No.
Hypnosis is this one.
Hypnosis. Let's see if there's anybody in chat.
Hypnosis.
Don't think I did see it.
I'm trying to do the fucking missile.
Hypnosis.
The missile knows
It is
where
something. Alright.
The missile knows where it is at all times.
Oh my
It knows
God.
this because it knows where it isn't.
Okay. Let's see.
Don't make me pull it out.
I'm
went
just
through.
checking.
I can say the whole thing.
I have it on the soundboard.
Yes, it's called
I
droop
have it on the
snoot.
soundboard, that's the
Droop
thing.
snoot, the snoot would droop.
Yeah, no.
The snoot would you?
I need that one actually.
It's
I
funny
forgot
how they
about that
call
one.
it the snoot instead of the tip.
I love it. I love the snoot. The snoot do go
Yes.
Doobly doobly doo.
Well, you can't say just let me touch it.
I think Elman's losing brain
That's just
cells.
weird.
Quickly, we must gather his brain cells, harvest them.
No.
Spirit bomb.
I think we're all losing brain cells to be honest.
Okay.
Bunny,
Would like
do you
would
know
anyone like
that
to
one
see
meme
would anyone like to see me do at least one demo of an induction?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
What kind of
volunteer as
induction would
tribute.
you like to see? And no, I'm not doing the DDCUBIE
The
links.
double bind. Just leave it at that.
Bunny, what kind of induction would you
Associated
say to
conscious
see?
unconscious double bind.
Could you do a
Can I do a what?
I was literally waiting for that
Could
one
you
to
do
be
a
talked about.
mirror induction? Is that what it's called?
A mirror induction?
I don't know if it's called that. I thought that's what it was called. My bad.
I
mirroring
know,
induction?
I know. You said so.
Yeah, I
like,
think that's what it's
almost
called.
every time.
Okay.
Does that make sense? I don't know.
Links, can you... Oh, wait, Links, you're in desktop, right?
Yes.
Ooh, that'd be the real challenge, right? Trying to do a mirror induction to a desktop user. Ooh.
Oh wow.
I volunteer as tribute.
I mean, I would also.
You want to try?
Oh,
I mean, I'm fine either way.
Bunny requested a mirror
Yeah, I'm fine
induction.
either
Does
way.
anyone else want to see that, or is anyone? It's not a very practical induction. I will warn you.
Sounds interesting. I'm in.
Okay. Kiyomi, do you want to do a mirror induction with me? I could try doing the links. I know I could probably do it with links, even if she's in desktop mode, but it wouldn't be very visual for you guys.
Give me 5 minutes.
Hmm?
But I could jump on VR if you give me a minute.
Okay. Yeah, well, yeah, go ahead. I'll do Kiyomi first, and I'll do it with you.
Alrighty, I'll be right back.
Alright. Alright, Kiyomi.
I don't know if this is gonna work. Okay.
Okay, let me swap to a different avatar. Let's see. Okay.
He grew up.
He grew.
He's not
Hey,
a
Kiyomi,
chibi
how you
anymore.
I'm good.
You good? Okay, that's good to hear. Yeah. All right. So, let's see.
Gasp.
Can you tell me about a favorite vacation you had? Nice little trip that you had.
Gasp. Oh gosh.
Hmm.
This was, I believe, back in 2019. I went to Chicago
I'm drinking.
for a week,
Week? Mm-hmm.
because I requested it.
I'm
And I
drinking
was going
boba,
with
so I'll have a shit ton of
a couple of
energy
friends of
after this.
mine. And I was living over in Illinois at the time.
Okay.
3 a.m.
So we planned a vacation over there. It was actually fun. We got to see a lot of new sites that I was unfamiliar with, but overall we had fun.
You're a cat.
Okay. What kind of sites did you see? Kind of curious.
Hmm.
All right, I don't like him. No, just
And then
kidding.
one of them was the big bean, like the big mirror
So you're
bean.
A big
More
bean?
active at night.
A bean or bee?
It's an
That's a
art that is displayed outside.
Says the person who's
It's
a cat.
in the shape of a bean, but you can see your reflection on it.
Oh, okay.
But there was multiple shops that we went to.
That's pretty
as
cool. Guys,
well.
try not to interrupt too much. Yeah. Okay. You can continue, Kiyomi.
Went to a couple of shops to check it out. Went to different areas. There are some certain things that we did see, but I can't really say because they were work.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that sounds pretty fun. All the sights you got to see, got to look a bit, enjoy a bit. Yeah, that sounds like that looks like it was a great time for you.
Walking in heels was not fun.
Did you get to see more of the world being higher up like that? Well, I mean,
I respond.
okay. Well, it's kind of funny when it comes to mirroring suggestions or inductions. Technically, one could just I'm trying to remember how Ricky did it. I don't think she was entirely silent. Oh, and that's a noise I did not want to hear.
What do you mean, like a play? Oh, no,
No,
I see what you're doing.
Yeah, no, it's my my controllers.
No, because every time I move my head slightly, it's like you're
Yeah.
popping.
Yeah.
I see you doing.
I know. It's kind of like a fun game. Honestly, I can't remember exactly how Ricky did in terms of like my mind's blanking out a bit.
Sir, my client.
Is your mind blanking out a bit?
Oopsie daisy.
No. What is your mind feeling like right now?
Thinking of the previous conversation.
Thinking how to what?
Thinking about the previous conversation and thinking how calm I feel.
How calm you feel? That's good. Yeah, how calm you feel. That's always a good thing. And what makes you feel calm? What are some things that make you feel calm?
The first people that I know in here. Well, I know this world is making me calm.
Yeah, this world's making you feel calm. Yeah, that's a good thing.
I've been feeling like that for a while.
Been feeling like that for a while. Yeah, that's very good. This world make you feel calm. Been feeling like that for a while. Yeah, that's a good thing. It's always more relaxing around people you know, right? Naturally, the more relaxed you feel, the more calm is good, right? Yeah. And yeah, the more calm is good, the more we're just talking back and forth. I really appreciate you sharing all about your trip. A lot of good sights, a lot of good memories from that. Did you feel a bit of calmness there too? Being able to enjoy?
Yeah, but mostly excited. Sorry.
Yeah, mostly excited. Yeah, it's okay.
My brain is starting to blank out.
Yeah, it's okay. Your brain started to blank out. Just calm, right? Relaxed, right? That's right. Because naturally, the more relaxed you feel, right, the more you can just feel calm, right, like that. Even deeper. Just listening, just enjoying friends being here in the world, making you feel calm from the start, right? Feeling calm, right? And just like how just kind of like how in a mirror things are all matching up. It doesn't matter about one following, one leading. Just that calm right. It's okay. Go for a right. Matching signs, glitching out because control of difficulties. Even that's a bit of fun right there. Even though it's completely unintentional. Right, relaxing. Right, calm. Right, deeper. Right, sleeper. Blank out. Match my eyes. And that's one example of a mirroring induction, human, going down deeper and deeper, feeling absolutely amazing, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I can see why Ricky said this shit's difficult to do in VR because there's a lot of physical tones we're not quite getting here. Same thing as she said, a lot of facial expressions, breathing rates not able to really match properly. Main thing is that whenever she expressed an emotion, I made sure to match that emotion. So you saw me in the beginning, I was like matching every single thing she did. It's like, I can see you're doing the thing. That's really obvious. What's less obvious is when she's expressing an emotion, and I matched that. So when she was like, yeah, that's right, calming right, relaxing right. Like when she like moved her head like that, in that motion, I matched that emotion, that motion, and kept on repeating that over and over until finally she was following my lead, and I was able to pace her down to relaxation or down to trance. Relaxing even deeper with each and every single breath. Not a very practical VR induction, I'll give you that, but a very fun one. You did really amazing kill me when you wake up on the count of 5. You can feel like you had 3 hours nap, 6 hours sleep, 9 hours massage at the salon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feeling amazing. Up. Thank you so much. Feeling good? Give her a round of applause, guys. Give her the thumbs up.
Clap.
Okay. Thank you, Lynx. I apologize that took a bit long. I'm down to do one more of you.
No, I was just using my hands.
Okay.
It's always interesting.
You can sit down, or have your avatar sit down. I can sit up further up, so we can kind of match heights here.
I can grab my chat.
I have to get closer because for some reason my proximity distance is
So technically, you could definitely do this non-verbally, but I don't like Ricky. I don't think it's practical to do. Here, what happens if I sit in my chair?
In VR.
It's definitely not practical to do in VR. Okay. I might cheat a little bit with Lynx because Lynx and I have a fairly high compatibility when it comes to doing trance. Okay.
Thank you.
Are you fine with me accessing that kind of headspace again?
Sure.
Okay. Sure. You are very, very good at mirroring. See? So I haven't quite got the lead. I haven't quite got the lead there yet. Oops, she's trying. You know, a little hands up, okay? Hey, I'm getting there. I'm not really. I'm not. I'm completely fucking you guys. Oh man, we're already getting there into it, aren't we? That was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing my best not to fall off every single thing, because sometimes I have a hard time knowing if you're pacing me or if I'm pacing you. In fact,
it is a dance.
It is a dance. If I do recall correctly, there's a game that you and Ricky were playing in terms of that, right? Call and response.
Yep.
Would you like to play that a bit?
I don't mind.
Actually, can you refresh me on the rules? Because I didn't really get a chance to look too deep into it.
The rules is you just start with ping pong, and then from there on it's just whatever word comes to my mind next, based off of your call.
Okay. Okay. Ping.
Pong.
Ding.
Dong.
High.
Low.
Deep.
Down.
Further.
Down.
Now.
Town.
Further.
Down.
Yes.
That's
Nice.
relaxed.
Good.
Time.
Slow.
Down.
Up.
Awake.
Down.
Drop.
Down.
Drop.
Down.
Deeper.
Down.
Deeper.
Down.
Deeper.
Deep.
And dropped.
Down.
Deeper.
Down. Drop. Each and every single breath. More of that. Deeper. Down. Any questions about that?
That was really smooth.
That was interesting.
And Lynx, you can learn more and more, feeling better and better the more you hear me talk to the workshop people here. So what we were doing is a bit of a pacing and leading game. It's basically a hypnotist to hypnotist game where you start with ping and then pong, and the idea is being who can lead each other to where they want to go. In terms of the only things that I mimicked, I tried to lead at first, like linking certain words to to an action I was doing, like nodding my head or bring my head up. Lynx wasn't following, being a bit of a brat here. So I basically just copied the structure of what she was saying, with the down, down, and down, and down, and down, and deeper. That's less physical mirroring, because we were holding the same physical position the entire time. At some point we just locked in. We didn't move from there. But as soon as I mirrored instantly what she was saying, the down, 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 and I switched on her deeper. I basically I basically took the position that she was giving me, because I noticed the pattern of what she was speaking. So it's the same thing you would do with a physical mirroring. You would notice a pattern in how she's moving, how she's breathing, how she's moving, how she's accessing with her eyes, any memories that you're eliciting. And you would do the same thing. But you can also do the same thing verbally as well. You can mirror verbally. I mirrored her down, 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 deeper. And as soon as she said, that was my cue that, I hooked into the right spot in her subconscious. Like, that is the thing that needs to be mirrored. And so that's why I said down, deeper, And the last thing that she did say in that chain was drop. And that wasn't me who told her to drop. That was me just mirroring back what she said. And it's like, oh yes, that's the word I was trying to get you to drop to. But you mirrored it back at me, so I'm going to drop now. Make sense? This gets into technical things, again, not a very practical thing, but this is a good demonstration of recognizing verbal patterns that you can use in a person to induce deeper changes, deeper phenomena, deeper hypnosis. This is a little bit less useful since this is a hypnotist to hypnotist thing, but you'll notice patterns in how people speak. If someone says that that grass you're looking at is purple, don't say it's green. Use the fact that it's purple to elicit a deeper phenomenon. Like, oh yeah, that grass is purple, so you can feel, I don't know, you can feel like 10 times amazing. And like, oh yeah, the grass is purple. Ooh, you agree with me. People have been telling me that the grass is green. You finally get me. The grass is purple. Ooh, 10 times amazing. You can do the same thing when it comes to people's vocal patterns as well. Lynx, you did an amazing job. You can wake up at the count of 5, feeling like, well, the grass isn't purple. You can feel 10 times amazing. 10 times amazing when you wake up at the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Up, awake. And you notice I just copied another thing she said there too. When I said up and she said awake, I did a callback to that as well just now.
Yeah. I could have let and dropped you through that at the beginning, but I didn't know you didn't consent to being dropped.
You could have tried, but I was definitely gonna lead you the entire way if I could.
I got cereal.
The funny thing is I hooked you so quickly as well. You adjusted your headset and then I did mine, and then like I just recognized it. You're still mirroring me.
Boop, that's because I put myself in the headspace.
I know.
Yeah.
Doesn't help that I'm a natural mirror.
Yes, you're now banished to stand right where the mirror is right now. You can do all your job is to mirror everybody here. Everybody here.
I am the mirror. Is that right? Mm-hmm.
Okay,
that one was too obvious.
Okay, everybody, thank you so much for coming. That was too obvious. Help me! No, I'm kidding. And
wait, that's the end?
Yes, it is the end from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. EST. Thank you so much for coming. I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys learned something and got some good practice. I hope this made you more comfortable because we do try to teach you the basics, but even within the basics, there's so many like nuances that people like Ricky and I like just get that can become stumbling blocks. Like, how do I introduce myself to someone? How do I break the ice? How do I build rapport? What's my hypnotic tone sound like? You know, what kind of suggestions can I even say after I've done the inductions? Because we can tell you how to describe them, but we sometimes just don't tell you what you can actually say. It's like saying, hey, just figure it out. Your muscles can relax. Thesaurus that shit. Your synonym for muscle can synonym for relax. Get creative. Read books. Read a thesaurus. Expand your mind. Try to come up with some stuff for next workshop, and you'll find that even having a few sentences under your belt that you can just pick out, like anytime I say, hey buddy, can you do a relaxation thing for me? I don't know, say 5 or 6 sentences, make me feel good. And now you won't be like, oh man, holy shit, what do I say to relax this person? Now you'd be like,
6?
Hey, you can make 20. You can make a whole story of nothing but relaxation suggestions. 6 is nothing compared to that. I'm not saying you have to know 6, but even knowing 3 that you can cycle through each other, and you can like ad lib. You can like, I know this word for relaxation. I can also slip in here. So the more and more you kind of build your own scripts, the more and more you kind of build your own repertoire, the more and more confident you can be about what to say. Okay, everybody, thank you so much. I'm gonna go ahead and close off the stream and recording here. Appreciate you all so much.
Hi.
Hey.